Welcome to the North County Recreation and Parks District Board of Directors meeting. As of August 19, 2026, 5:30 p.m. here at North County's Recreation Center, 11261 Crane Street, Castroville, California. I also welcome and appreciate the audio expert we have here, Wes White. He's a volunteer in the community, continues to go everywhere where there's efforts and information that we all need to know more of, and videos it and then puts it online. Last night's Castroville Artichoke Festival committee meeting, at which Director Diaz and I and staff attended, he videoed, and it is online now, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, good. So if we can just for a moment, you know me, I like to give props for people. Can we just give them a hand for volunteering and helping us? Okay, so I call the meeting to order officially. Roll call. Jim?
President Simon,
Present.
Vice President Diaz,
Here.
Board Member Antonio Diaz,
Here.
and Board Member Bill Eldredge.
Here.
Arselia Parra, Finance Admin Director,
Here.
and myself, Alex López, GM Board Secretary.
Great, thank you. The consent agenda review is available for you. I don't know if you had a chance to read it or review it already. I have, but please take the time to do that. And if you have, then I could like to request a motion to accept.
I move to, so moved.
So moved, thank you. First by Vice President Diaz. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Director Diaz. All in favor?
Aye.
Any comments from the community? Thank you. It's been passed and received. Public comments. So this is a time for anyone to have any comments, discussion of anything that's not on the agenda. Areas in the community, great comments, positive or corrective comments for us as a construction, to let us know. Constructive criticism is always good. We only become better when we hear that. So now is the time for that. Does anyone have any comments to make? Okay, I don't see anybody rushing the podium here, so we'll go ahead and go past that one. Staff reports. I'm going to hand this back over to the General Manager here.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start with the financial reports presented by Arselia Parra.
Okay, in your packet, you will see that I provided the balances on the bank. And if you have any questions on that information. Page number 6.
I'd like to point out in that, the financial report, we have a letter here for a donation that was given to us by Iglesia de Jesucristo Vida Nueva.
AJ.
Oh, page 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was acquired by our board director, Antonio Diaz. And this is for $400 for the green and gold gala.
Oh my goodness. Now, so, which one of you? Okay, gotta make sure here. Thank you so much for working on that. That's wonderful. Well, let's give him a hand. That's what we want. We want to people. So this is great. This is what we want, is an opportunity for the community to be a part of this. It doesn't matter if it's $5 or $400. This is going to be a great event, and it's good funding for good causes. 3 main causes for us, always to remember: senior citizens programs, the youth programs, and so we can have a great Castroville Artichoke Festival. And so the portions that we receive from the community goes towards that nonprofit effort as well. So really, I really appreciate the work you did getting out there. Everybody have a chance to read that letter. It's really nice. Thank you. Continue, Jim.
Okay, if no questions on the report from the bank, the next step would be our deposit detail. This is all the deposits that were made within the month.
One thing I wanted to ask about, if you
Yes.
just move back to page 7, I was reviewing this, the summer youth camp. So the $15,500, that is
Payment for programs.
for all of them in that area, or just the one youth program?
The summer youth camp.
Just the summer, so the summer youth camp costs $15,500, really? And so that breaks down to how many participants? Do you have an idea?
This is summer day camp plus all the summer youth programs, sports, yes, and offhand, I don't have an idea. So that, everything that we did this summer basically associated with youth programming. And this is all part of the MOU that we have with the school district Nest.
Okay.
So we will be reimbursed for that amount, so it's anything from, anything that keeps our facilities clean so that then we can have those programs, so. And then any supplies for the kids, from crayons to some of the items that we saw at the last hurrah,
Mhm.
which is some slip and slacks and bigger items.
Oh, yeah, I saw those.
Yeah. Firefighters participated in this.
Yes, they do. They're happy to always.
Yeah, they did a good job, so it's fun.
Okay. So just on an average, in regards to that hypothetical number, that this served during the summer only, and did the summer start, what, June or July 1st? June.
Right after school.
And
then
goes to-
start- Yeah, goes to the last week? The week before school starts.
Okay.
First week in August, I believe.
It was like August 7th or something. around there.
Yeah, sorry, August 7th.
So that's at least a couple months, 2-3 months.
Mhm.
Just curious about the number and about how many people were actually serving.
Yeah, and we can provide you with that information
That'd be
as well,
great.
or send it out to
Okay.
board
And our
members.
director up here probably knows even some of this, because I do believe some of your children participate.
Yeah, absolutely, it was super fun, and in June, and the camps they had, the 1 week camps per sport, and
Mhm.
I went to the last draw of summer, we had the tables out there, the tabling, the Ventana and other places, waste management, different volunteers from, the new Premier Travel Basketball League, it's called. And, they were out there manning, games and little sporting games, and the firefighters are there with the truck and the hose, and just constantly just spraying water on the slip and slide, and it looked super fun.
That's great. Yeah, we were at my board meeting yesterday, the firefighters were talking about it. They said they really enjoyed that a lot. I asked them, were they using the big hoses to hit, but they were saying they were using the smaller ones. Yeah. I told them, these kids are tough, they can probably handle the big hoses. I think I'd go out there and have some fun with that. Anyway, great, thank you for that report. So just, I know that we're doing a lot, and I know it costs, but I like community to also be aware of, what we're doing too, and then ask questions if they need to. Want to just take a moment, do we need any translation for anything that we just discussed here, and if so, probably Director Diaz might? Are we good?
Sí, por favor.
Okay.
I got it.
You got it? Okay.
No, pasa es que está preguntando.
She's gonna sit in there translating as we go along. She's gonna do
Para
that.
que se y quería saber de qué se trató, qué es lo que fuéramos a ver, requisitos escolares por los programas que hicimos en el verano para los. De nada.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
good?
Yes.
Everybody else? Good? Good? Okay. All right, so that's great. Thank you, and thank you for that translation. All right, so I'm good, if we can move on. Other areas, anybody else have any other questions in reference to, so you have staff reports, page 9, review there. Any questions or anything related to
Before
that?
we get to that, we do need, on page 19, we do requesting a funds transfer.
Page 19?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll need to vote on that.
Yeah, so I was actually still reviewing the previous pages before we got to that.
Oh, I thought you were at 20-something, sorry.
No, I was at was at 10.
Oh, let's jump in.
Yeah, no worries, we're good. We cut it.
Okay, so page 10 is our bill payment register.
Mhm.
This is the check that I'll be giving to you. So if you don't mind looking at it and let me know if you have any questions, I'll be happy to provide you an answer.
Okay, all right, thank you. And you're gonna be providing those up here shortly, yes? Okay.
Whenever you're ready, I can put them
We
up
could do
there.
that. We could do later, all right. Any questions of the board members about any of the information that we have here in front of us?
You're welcome.
I think there was some, well, there, we approved, but there was some good news. I heard some employees were pretty happy they got a little raise that we approved, so they're pretty stoked about it.
That's great, yes, we worked hard on that, it would be nice to have them here, we appreciate the staff so much, and it's great to have the community know, good, those that help us make this work, just like we're volunteers, and we love providing the service, but, a lot of the staff, not only are they donating their time at times, and then, of course, be paid for it, as well, but it's just good for us if we could find a way to keep them up to what comparable wages are throughout, especially Monterey County. Because don't you agree, this is a very expensive county to live in?
Yep.
Yes, so please convey that message, we know this, and that's one reason why we want to try to stay up at that level as well.
The plus of a lot of the employees, I know that they live locally, so it's not a big, how some of the people drive and then some from Salinas, and it's just like forever, and, a lot of the people, they live here. Some don't, but the ones that do, it's good for the gas.
Sure, gas, morale, and just being in the community here, that's great. Thank you, Vice President Diaz, for making note of that. We're really proud of that back end. We have two staff members sitting here that are carrying the office and center on their shoulders at times, I'm sure. I see you out there, you're at all the meetings that I'm at, so I know you're doing those and more. So we want you to know, based on that comment, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you guys for approving that for all the staff. Again, they're very happy with that. And they thank you for that. So whenever they see you, they'll go up to you. So.
Is that why they're smiling at us?
That's what they're smiling at.
I'm just curious,
That's when we have water and stuff here.
Now we can afford the water. Great, everybody can enjoy it. Yeah, great, thank you so much, appreciate that. Okay, we can move on unless anyone else has any other questions in the areas of the finances.
Okay, the last report that I have for you is the credit card report. It's a breakdown of all the credit transactions that happened last month.
And your page is page?
11. 11 through 17.
Mhm. So did we ever purchase that, I think it was it through GoDaddy, Amazon, or YouTube, the channel we were talking about in one of our meetings, our committee meetings?
I want to say you mentioned it maybe a meeting or two ago.
We got we have a YouTube channel associated with one of our accounts already.
Okay,
Yeah. And then I know Jordan got that other website, the domain. She was able to secure that for us.
He did,
We just
okay,
gotta-
good.
We just gotta reimburse him for that, or I don't know if he's doing any of that.
okay.
But, so we need to take ownership of
It's
that,
none of
that
that's-
domain.
None of that's
No,
like
that's
this
not there
YouTube
yet.
premium storage,
Yeah.
that's not related
Yeah.
to. YouTube premium, music subscription, so digital goods, multi-category.
So yeah, these are, the YouTube premium is the channel to access, so whenever we play music at events without commercials.
Oh, okay,
And then how-to videos without the annoying interruptions.
okay,
So,
okay, great. So this is not related to the other that we were talking about in the committee meeting.
No.
So what we want to do is probably maybe meet and discuss that, because we'd like to see how we can, it's social media, it's,
Yeah.
it's.
The
getting
idea
it out.
that we had where it is just, it's so great. We put out, make videos, put them on there. And then it's easy, when you do have that video, it has a link, and then
Yeah.
the link's real easier. You don't have to post a whole 5-minute video, it just has a link to YouTube. Yeah, it's real popular.
That would be great. So if we could, maybe we should.
And we got those cameras, right?
So,
Or
Yeah,
we
so again,
approved them.
we have that channel, we just gotta start using it.
Oh, it's the same
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, the YouTube channel is associated with that.
Oh, great, great.
We just, I need to expand the memory, that's about it.
So is that something we could maybe talk about?
Yeah, of course.
Because I know you really are out there in that world. And the more publicity, the more information out there, the better for everyone. And is it also bilingual?
It has captions that are
Captions on?
bilingual, yeah.
Okay,
But
good.
I'm sure our staff, we have some staff that speak English, that both
Okay.
of them.
So that would be important for it to definitely have that feature as well. Okay, that was just, when I saw that, I thought, is that related to that area? So what we'll need to do is get in touch with you or with anyone else so we can start deciding like how to help support the social media in those efforts, especially with the gala coming up in 2 weeks, and also, starting to advertise the other good programs that you all are doing, and certainly the festival, Artichoke Festival.
Okay.
We can-
And I know the Jordan and his wife Crystal, they volunteer to go make those stories.
Yeah,
I
saw that one.
Yeah, so we gotta, the committee, we talk more about that.
yeah,
So, because he actually said, we're willing to go out there and just get these done for you guys and just upload them.
sure. And this might be a little bit out of the sorts in the manner in which we're proceeding, but because you brought that up, I also asked Mr. White, would he assist us in advocating and getting information out into the community, both to, any channel, any area, whether it's bilingual or English speaking. And you can speak in any language, and he said he would video anyone tonight, 1 to 2 minutes, unless you want to be a little bit more explicit about something related to the Artichoke Festival, related to what's happening here in Castroville, and letting people get to know what we're doing and how we're progressing. And it's something that we're going to be putting out in the media so people are aware, so they can start being involved in this center. The center's your center. We actually are servants to you. So we want to have you help us, help the rest of the community be aware of it. And just know that I so appreciate always seeing you here. You're very consistent. And that's the only way we're going to find out what we're doing and get ideas of how to do things better and include you in some of these areas in the organizations that you've shared that you represent. Does that make sense? So at the end of the evening, Mr. White has said he would stay behind, and I would like to personally and professionally request the board to think of something that you might want to share, and we're going to put it all together and just get it out to social media. Artichoke Festival, good programming. Every time I see anything you're posting out there, or you as well, I repost it and I say how great and awesome it is. That's how people start hearing more about it, depending on how many followers you have. I understand you have 3 million followers, right?
No, that's how many views,
Yeah, I'm being facetious, but here, I follow you. So on Facebook, I think I have about 4,000, a little over 4,000. So every time I put something out, I do get people coming back saying, oh, what is this about, what is that about? So that's how you market it. I have also 97,000 Yelp followers, and I only put information out there when it's big, like I'll do the gala probably pretty soon, and then the Artichoke Festival to use larger numbers. But if you have a following, please put our information out there. Director, do you have a following? Within the senior citizen community or any other?
Well, yeah, but a lot of them aren't
They're not connected
as
to.
much to, the social
Not
media,
as much.
the younger.
So a way to do that, because social media is the future. So a way to do that is your programs that you have here, maybe you bring hard copy of what it is we're doing, maybe taking some pictures out of it and then providing that to them when you're in here doing your cooking
We
classes?
do have a Facebook for Castroville Seniors Arts and Crafts.
You do have
Oh,
one?
yeah, with pictures.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got that, yeah.
Okay, good. Glad you had that. That's what I was referring to.
So-
And we want to make sure what we're doing is populated on your system too, so the senior citizens are learning as well. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for that little digression there. But I think it's important to have a serious presence out there from everybody. Okay. You are now on.
Page number 18, that's our stipends for the month.
Mhm. Okay. It all seems to be in order. Is everybody receiving their stipends
Yeah.
timely? That's great. Thank you for being able to help and assist us when you can, taking time off. I know meetings are mostly, none of them are 1 hour. And then the drive time and so car maintenance as well as gas and however you're getting it. So I thank you for that commitment you all have, and it's great that we have some remuneration to support some of that too. Right, GM?
Correct.
Yeah. You're lucky I didn't say something. All right, great. All right, Ms. Parra, back to you.
The last item I have is the request for the fund transfer to cover the expenses in our payroll for the following. And that will-
Is there any questions in regards to that? And I guess maybe just 1 minute or less, you can just share with the community what this is about.
Okay, lo que estoy pidiendo es una transferencia de fondos para poder cubrir los gastos del mes y para pagarle a los empleados, y ellos necesitan autorizarlo para poder generar eso.
In order to pay the bills, keep the lights up, and all that good stuff, pay the staff.
And for me, that is it, so I will have this over to you.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go sit to by them so I can translate all that.
Absolutely, no worries. I'm gonna just sign it right now. You need 2 signatures or just 1?
Sure.
2?
2 signatures on that one at the top. Thank you.
Okay.
And if everyone's on that signature card, correct?
It's okay, I got it, thank you, I appreciate it.
Mhm.
¿Listo? ¿Puedo regresar? ¿Va a regresar? Okay.
I'll pass it back to you. You're welcome. Okay, we are now at staff reports number 5.
All right, 5.3,
Mhm.
which is operations. So we have an appointment set up to look at the cameras that we bought here and to have them installed in house. So there's an appointment tomorrow with a local vendor who will be able to do that for us. And I don't foresee him taking too much time to get those in place. Because we already have the wire in place, like we discussed before. It's just a matter of connecting and, doing the right connectors. But that should, I would expect that to be up and running, in a few weeks at most. But I'll have a more definite answer now when he assesses that.
So this is the surveillance camera.
Yeah, the ones that
We've been
we've
working-
done in-house, yeah.
Right. So now, are these the ones that we purchased, or did someone purchase them?
The ones we purchased.
Purchased,
Yeah.
okay. And how much did they cost?
I think it was $22,000 to buy, it was like 8 cameras with a DVR. We're trying to obviously save some money there.
Yeah. So we actually should get those up really soon, because I think if we have those up, we might know who ended up defacing,
Yeah, yeah.
our property and such
We'll
too.
get those.
And I recall when we did make the decision to do that. So right now, you're saying that the person that is the vendor is coming tomorrow?
A local vendor.
The local
We reached
vendor?
out to, yes, because we're supposed to have those installed in-house, if you recall.
Right, I do.
That time is not available from this individual, so we're just gonna go to a local company that does that.
Okay. And so when do you believe that the local person will be able to do it.
Like I said, I'm meeting with them tomorrow, and I'll have a better assessment, but I don't see them being too long to put in.
Yeah.
The little wiring is already there.
the wiring is
Yeah.
there. And is the wiring up to standard
Yeah.
to go with, because I would guess these cameras are more state-of-the-art, newer than the average, the older ones that people tend to use. And so the wiring's gotta be able to convert to that.
Right.
And you're saying it does?
Yes.
Okay, if you're saying it. Okay.
Mhm.
I just like to see those cameras, I don't know, I'm not, I'm hoping I'm not sounding like a micromanager, but I really believe that those need to be put up as soon as possible. $22,000 that we allocated to do that.
Sure, 2,000.
You said
Yeah, 2,000.
2,000, I thought you said 22.
No, 22 would have been, someone else putting in. the-
They would have been done already,
Yeah.
okay. But even 2,000,
Yeah, it's still an expense.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not micromanaging, but I'd like to see this get out as soon as we can.
Yeah, yeah, same
And
here.
even if it costs more to get them, I would really like that. Yeah, any comments that you go in synchrony with me on that, or?
Yeah,
am I-
yeah, I think they should have been done a while back, but, you know, it is what it is. And, yeah, hopefully we get them done as soon as possible.
Okay. So a hypothetical date I can write here would be after you meet with the person tomorrow,
Before the Gill,
What's that?
hardly before the Gill, like up and running.
That's my assessment,
Yeah, about
but I
tomorrow.
won't know until tomorrow.
Okay.
right, so,
And that's my assessment based on the fact that everything's pretty much in place. From what I was told from our previous director,
mhm.
it was just a matter of connecting, so,
Ray Torres?
yeah.
Okay. So what I'd like to do is if you would definitely email me after your meeting tomorrow and tell me what they said, like when can that happen?
Mhm.
That'd be,
Yeah, yeah.
I feel more comfortable.
No, definitely, that's what I said at the beginning, that once I meet with them, I'll send you guys an email,
You have my
to give you an update as to
Okay,
what's going on. Mhm.
okay, all right, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right, it's back to you.
Okay. Any questions from,
¿Tienen alguna pregunta?
Does the public have any questions related to our discussion on operations?
Estamos hablando que la
Good,
Yeah, they're good.
they good? Thank you, thank you.
the next one is programs. As you can see, we have the programs that happen during the summer, farmers market, arts and crafts, this still keeps going on. Castroville
Mhm.
summer program after rec included a bunch of sports leagues, junior giants also was this summer, so it was a very busy summer.
Yeah.
And that just ended around the week right after the arts and rock.
Mhm.
So it was a very successful summer. We teamed up with NPC to provide the STEM Lego camp once again. This is the third year we do that.
Did they, so they came out?
They come out and they do it here at the Japanese schoolhouse. They do that for 4 days straight, different age groups.
And that's NPC, right?
That's NPC, correct.
So how many of the staff from NPC or the group come out? How many, do you remember?
They have about 3 staff members here. Yeah.
And then they bring up, give me just a little bit more information on it. Only because I'm on
Mhm.
the board and
Yeah,
I want to make, because I'm always talking to them about spreading out our
yeah.
services from NPC, because we raise a lot of money over there. People would,
Mhm.
this past year, $16 million for majority students, minority students that normally don't even get into college. Anyone can apply, but we're making sure that we're already headed it by 20%. So we'll raise about 20 million this year, and that's for as many students as possible. So I would like us to have a actual sort of for this team, just maybe a head nod, or maybe you might say something else. I'd like to have an NPC station out here, just like we have Parknell. Wouldn't that be something that we'd benefit from? What's your feelings about that?
It's always better.
Because that means that those funds I'm talking about can be utilized wherever those students end up being. And so they're paid for tuition, books, food, and sometimes specialized daycare when the parent doesn't have someone to take care of the kids, to be a part of it. So I'd like us to be able to have that discussion maybe in our programs meeting, and then we reach out to them, because you're always gonna be in our meetings. So how do you feel about that? Another site, so we have Hartnell College. What about NPC?
Right, no, satellite. The more the better. I'm not sure how they look at that, you know, what are the determining factors, but that's something new, is that right? As far as educational sources?
Yeah. So it's important to me how you feel about it, because you're our general manager.
Yeah.
And if you're for it, then, you know, then we could pursue it even more. And if, of course, the board is interested in having us do that. I mean, because we have priorities, right? But because I know what's available, it'd be good for us to be able to get in on some of this. Instead of someone having to go all the way to MPC, have them here, and we have a specialized program here where they're gonna get the same support as if they were on campus there. So that's just my thought process. So, everybody good?
Yep.
And yes, good program, and listen, thank you for the colors. Everything's in color. I love it when it's in color because it looks better. You can see the kids. I was at a meeting at North County Fire and I saw, oh gosh, probably 25 or 30 of our kids from here over there getting a tour with all the division chiefs, and they were letting them jump on the apparatus and such. And so I took a picture of that and put it on Facebook. But that's good. That's what they should be doing. You want to go ahead? Yeah.
Next section, well, do we want to open for the public?
Yes, absolutely.
Any questions?
Any comments, questions about the specialized programs that we're talking about? Yes.
I really like the idea of, I'm a staff, faculty, and definitely, you know, we have a lot of our students from North County coming to.
I know that.
To NPC. We have our Evans program, it's a scholarship, $4,000 scholarship for students, and we get a lot of the students. However, sometimes we get difficulty to get invited to this area because it's Harnell's district. So definitely exploring those options. We have a great ESL program that could, a lot of our, you know, English learners in this area could really benefit, but the trouble is that there are not, transportation is a big barrier for a lot of our students. Even our English learners that are going from North County to MPC, the class starts at 8:30. So the buses could be a complication for some of our students to get all the way to Monterey, and Marina only offers evening classes, so definitely, you know, as our population grows, definitely a big, you know, we have a big, larger group of Castroville residents for NPC. I like the idea.
Yeah. Good, I'm glad you did, and thank you so much for letting us know. I didn't know that there was a staff there.
Faculty. I'm an EOBS counselor.
The council. So you're a staff member and?
No, faculty, I meant.
Faculty, okay.
Faculty.
And then the ESL program you're talking about, that's the one that you're?
So I'm a special program, EOPS, that's
Yes.
Center Opportunity Program, but we also specialize a lot, work with a lot of like ESL, and first gen and low income students.
Great, yes. Because we have many programs up there. I mean,
Yes.
people only need just, and that's the only reason why I agreed to join the board, is so that we can continue to access and develop these programs. I'm on the board for the Evans program, the ones that you've mentioned, two of them. And I sit there always thinking, how can we get this in Castroville or North County or in other areas? So I am talking to some of the board members about just planting seeds of how we can best do this. And in closure, yes, Hartnell has it's in their district in a sense, but I'd like to see if we can have a collaboration, you know, and share maybe office space and or concepts, ideas where it could be a joint effort between MPC and Hartnell for the students of and faculty and whomever else that would come over here for this North County area. And I'm talking North County, so it's, North County is more than Castroville.
Castroville, yes.
Yeah, so all of the various areas that we have, the, I guess, district lines of support service and such, we're supposed to provide.
Over the most side.
Yeah, so it'll be into most of the yeah. So, part of, is it Prudential at all, part of that? It
No,
starts with
we're
López?
west of Prudential,
Okay,
not all of it.
so, I don't know, directors, do you have any input in that? Do you think it's a good idea or not, or?
I think it's a good idea. Former student from MDC.
Are you?
Yeah. Yes, I was treated well. I came right off the army. I slid in there. So I think it's a great school. I played soccer there. So if they came out here and other people could get the opportunities that I had, that'd be great.
Wow, that's great, I didn't know all of that.
Yeah.
Well, let's just give him a hand for his service he provided us. Was it Army or?
Army.
Army, okay, cool. And, yeah, that's what we want. More services and support. All right, thank you. Hand it back to you, General Manager.
Next section is correspondence. There's none to report. Following that is safety and everything good so far. We do still have those two individuals like you.
How are they coming along?
Better. So one might be released as of next week.
Released to come back or released?
Yeah. Resume duties.
And we've been utilizing a temporary source.
Right now we've been using some of our staff as well to help to make up some of those hours that are no longer there because of our summer program.
Mhm.
So they're helping out there.
So when they're helping, they're volunteering or they're paid for?
Volunteering. No, volunteering to help in that task, being paid for.
Being paid, yeah, that's the important part, you wanna make sure they're being paid for all of that, and I assumed they were, but that's important. Okay, and so we're probably gonna have to be able to, I guess it depends on when we replace the James Tucker.
Yeah, and we'll be discussing that as an agenda item.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for staffing, okay, great, thank you.
Next report is fundraisers and special events. We just had the Diaz this last weekend.
Mhm.
And then upcoming events is obviously the Castroville Artichoke Festival, September 5th, followed by the Monterey Waterworks.
Castroville Artichoke Festival. So you're talking
Did I
about
say
the gala?
Castroville?
Yeah, well,
I meant to say the kickoff, it says kickoff dinner, but
yeah,
the green and gold painting.
there we go, just
The
because
green and gold gala.
we're being videoed.
Right.
And there were so many people, like you were saying in our meeting last night, people are happy that we're doing something, but they don't, the dates are just not.
And then we did put out regarding that, it was supposed to be done last night, but it was not done, I don't make sure, but we did put on the upcoming events. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you tagged you,
See,
but that kind of, outlines Green Gold, September 5th, 2026, Festival, May 22nd, 2027. So, this one again, the Green and Gold Gala, thank you, is the festival dinner, Saturday, September 5th. The next event that we're having is September 17th, which is a private event. It's a fundraiser for us, for the Monterey Waterworks Association.
so GM, can we back up to Castroville Artichoke Festival dinner?
Uh-huh.
I just want to make sure the audience in the room heard what you were saying. And I wanted to, ask the question of the public. How do you feel about this particular event? It's going to be a fundraiser for the youth programs, for the adult programs, the senior citizens programs, and a portion of it will go towards the Castroville Artichoke Festival development. Is it something you think is a good idea? Do you think the community, those individuals you may know, would be interested in coming to this?
Piensan que es un buen evento y piensan que va a venir gente si ustedes nos ayudan a hablar con
And
ellos.
is there any other way that we can help in
O hay
advertising to
nosotros
your target
podemos
market?
ayudar.
I'd like to see everybody there. So everyone over
Yes,
18,
students.
because it is an adult function. But what do you think? You look like you might have something to say.
No, I just feel like the whole thing of fundraising. I work for the Harnell College Foundation, and I think that's one of the big galas are the the big ones. So I definitely see people participating. Probably like you mentioned, probably advertising a little bit more, and probably the first year. Is this going to be the first year?
Yes.
Yeah. So probably the first year, because of people not knowing much, but as years go, believe me, it's gonna turn out to be a big gala as we go, so.
Great. Thank you for that input, and how can we go about doing that? I mean, I have my ideas, but you look like you.
I don't know if you guys have done also letters, right? Letters to people that have power in Castroville as well. So people that you guys think that, or we think that can do a little bit more above and beyond in fundraising, or even, I don't know, within there's gonna be biddings, or I don't know what's the plan. I have not been very well involved, but also, I wanna say that can be helpful, just a personal letter to these places that can participate, as small businesses as well, maybe, that could be.
So like a flyer to businesses?
Or a letter, personalized,
So an actual
like,
personalized letter.
personalized letter, saying, hi, we are from, well, Resource Center.
Recreation.
And we invite you to participate in our gala, and this is the information, if you're willing to register and help the community. I think more personalized as we get, the person will take it more personal to get invited to it. That's my input to that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So do you happen to have a list of people that you can let us know, and we can email them and or write a letter, or what about this idea? You all invite them
Yeah.
because you're a part of us, because I really truly feel you're part of us. That's why I'm asking you these questions.
Yeah, we can talk about it in our group and see if there's something that we can input, and definitely let Alex know.
Okay, great, wonderful.
Another thing that Adriana was saying, that they would like for us to give them flyers so they can pass them out to their members and people they know.
Yes.
And also, just like Amy said, they will talk to their group
Committee.
to see how they can promote it for us. So if we can have them a flyer, they would pass it up along.
Definitely.
También como una vez,
¿Vale?
también como la vez pasada que comenté que ni siquiera una manera porque lo he visto nada más por
Okay. She's asking if we can do a bilingual version, because a lot of people don't speak
Sure.
English, and they only seen the flyer in English, and they would like to have it in both languages so they can help out.
Certainly. So the person that created most of that original flyer that you'll see, and it'd be great if we can get some in here before the meeting's over tonight, is this gentleman here, the director, Diaz. He created that with the artichokes and all that, and then he worked with the staff on putting it together, and we gave him input, and it looks really great. So we'll get some of those, and we'd love to provide them to each of you. And like you're saying, if you could, I don't even mind providing any type of funding for stamps or envelopes that we could put them in for you to give. It would be great if you personally gave it to the people, as opposed to us mailing it, because this event is what, in how many days?
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So one-on-one in this next few days would be really great. So what about that?
Yeah.
That we help on that level?
Yes,
So,
definitely.
She agrees with that. She likes that idea of one-on-one rather than mailing them out.
It's more personal.
sure, exactly. That's good. That's why we're digging in here, to figure out what we can do. I mean, that's the thing. We're just trying to figure out what to do to provide the service and to make it happen. We don't want that event not to be successful, because The lack of success means we're not raising funds for those programs, you know. Everyone likes to party, everyone likes to dress up, everyone likes to enjoy food and whatever, but at the end of the day, it is for the programs. But we want to enjoy the event as well. But that's why we're imploring, you know, you to help us with that, help us figure it out. So tonight you have done it for me, especially. Okay, that sounds good. Yes, ma'am.
Sí, también compartir que...
Can you stand up? There we go.
Sí, nada más también compartir que CCA, Centro de Base de la Comunidad, está en todo el condado. Entonces también podemos nosotros hacer la invitación en la reunión que tenemos cada semana, llevar el volante, pero si está en español, como dijo doña Mari, eso ayudaría bastante para poder llevar este mensaje a todo el condado. La gente conoce mucho Castroville por la cachofa, por todo este festival que va a haber en un futuro y está muy emocionada. Y yo lo que he compartido que este es un comienzo de la noche de gala para el siguiente evento de la cachofa.
I understood some of that, but
¿Necesita el volante como rápido o...?
Sí, creo que sería bueno porque eso es hacerlo con tiempo sería fantástico.
Okay. No, estoy pensando que trabajo mañana y luego me voy a ocupar, si no lo hago hoy en la noche.
Sí, gracias.
so tomorrow,
I was asking her if they needed the flyer in Spanish soon, just because I do work tomorrow.
right.
I start working tomorrow, and but I'll lose a little bit of sleep and just get it squared away so they're able to pass it out.
That would be great. So you're saying you believe you might have it done by?
Yeah, I could probably have it by in the morning.
Even in the morning?
Yeah.
So you said you're gonna try to get it
She
done?
said the technology is great right now, you got it.
Yeah.
You could be a board member. Okay, that sounds great. Thank you for volunteering that effort. Yeah, all hands on deck. We all need to get these things done, change the way we might do things, just to make it happen, you know? We're thinking out usually they say, think outside the box. So the box is gone and dead. We're in a digital analog world now. And in a year or so, we're gonna be in a virtual world of everything in the clouds. We'll be sitting here in the meetings right here in front of us. I mean, I'm in meetings like that right now with private sector clients I have. It's just really interesting. So we want to step into the 20th and 21st century with that, hopefully.
Cool.
Did you have a comment? Wes?
Yeah, I had a question with the gala. Is it going to be a bilingual presentation, you know, back and forth speaking English and then Spanish? I mean, it kind of doubles the length of time of your program, but at the same time, I think you'd get a lot more audience that way.
So it's a gala, so most of it will be eating, dancing, having fun. We're not gonna have a major, like, full-on program unless the board has decided differently. So,
Plenty of time to speak
But
both.
when we are welcoming people, we will welcome them in Spanish and English. Yes, so I might ask one of you to help us do that.
Would you guys have a program where you guys introduce your programs as well? I think that would be a great idea, just because if there's somebody that doesn't know what they're funding, right, giving funds. I don't know if that's a
So
good
to actually talk about these programs that we have that evening. Maybe
Okay.
just a quick
Yeah, in the past, what we've done is sometimes we have a screen in the back showing all our programs, showing the different camps that we have, so yeah, we've done something similar.
Yes, we definitely have. So it's like a PowerPoint presentation that's going on while people are eating and while people are doing whatever. And so what we want to do, is it in Spanish and English?
And it's mostly pictures.
Yeah, it's mostly
Yeah,
pictures.
but I mean, some stuff like basketball is in English, but I mean, we can work on that, it's fairly easy.
And then the senior citizens programs, things of that nature,
Mhm.
are they
They're on there.
on there too?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Another thing that, again, I was asking is, if the music is gonna be bilingual or just,
Yes, let's see, we were talking about this at the meeting last night. You wanna share?
I'm gonna say it in English first and then I'll say it in Spanish. We didn't really touch the subject about doing bilingual, but I'm totally open to it. And if I'm being honest, we should do it. So we'll probably go most likely make it bilingual. I should talk to Alex and the committee on Tuesday. La verdad, el comité que tuvimos ayer, no hablamos de hacer la música bilingüe, o sea, en inglés y en español. No tocamos el tema, pero ya que se ha dicho, es una muy buena idea que yo la verdad no pensé. Yo voy a hablar con Alex y el comité el martes para hacerlo bilingüe.
Sí, creo que eso es muy importante porque, digamos, nosotros tenemos la comunidad hispana que habla español, entonces al hacer las invitaciones, la gente pregunta.
Y
va a ser
también
inglés?
no habíamos hablado de hacer el programa bilingüe, también no lo pensé, y es una muy buena idea, así que puede ser que en lo que abrimos pues de lo que va a ser la gala, podamos hacer como algo como dijiste, es como explicar rápidamente lo que el dinero va, para cuáles programas y todo eso en español y en inglés para que toda la gente se sienta incluida y pueda entender.
Pero,
And when-
if I can jump in there,
Yeah.
una de las cosas muy importantes también es que por favor vengan a los comités, porque el comité es donde se planea todo, ¿verdad? Y luego se presenta aquí en la mesa directiva. La próxima junta se me que es el 18,
Y eso.
el 18 de este mes, el 25 me dice Arselia.
Después del 18
Ayer fue-
ya pasó.
Acaba de pasar. So, para el
De hecho, es el
25.
próximo martes.
Para el 25 a las 5:30 aquí. Y siempre lo ponemos en nuestra página también. So I'm saying that it's also very important to attend the committees because that's where all this discussion happens and then it's presented to the board. Once everything's been thought out, and I
Yes.
invite them to the next meeting.
Good. This is really very important at this point. If you come to our meetings, you could have input to what we will end up doing. And I wanted just to say to you as well, at our meeting last night, we had the DJ that's gonna provide the music, provide us a list, a open form to place in there what songs we wanted to have played that night. So I know I have that form in my car, but we might have it here in the office. And if before or right after the meeting's over, is it possible that we get the form and then you can write down some of those songs and the artists on that form, and then we can provide it to them? Because that's what he's asking for. And that's why we were talking about, we were looking to see what we will include there. How does that sound? If you could, when we end the meeting, if you could help fill out the form.
They could also do that as a group, because they get together as a group.
Yeah, they could do that too, but I'm the type of person that, okay, we do that, and we could do it here too, because I.
What was that, why? Sorry, I didn't hear it. Email?
I say, I'm giving you options,
Oh.
because I know you guys get together as a group and you can come up with, and do it that way as well. Or you can
Yeah.
write them down and give them to me before the meeting's over. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just the type of person that says, don't put out tomorrow what you can do today. And if you could just stay here for a few moments right after our meeting, and we can show you the form, and you can put some of that on there, we can get that to the DJ, so he can start working it all up too for us. I don't think he's not gonna wanna do that, he really wants to help and support it. I'm not trying to make it hard or difficult, I'm just trying to use every possible, I'm a marketing person. I'm trying to use every possible effort of times to touch conversations about what it is we're trying to do. And then, I agree with the general manager, email would be great, but not everybody has email. So I'm looking at the whole process, okay? So it will just take a few moments, like when we're at the end of the meeting, we can get the copy, if we don't have, you have it? Ms. Parra has it, she's so efficient, she's waving at me right now on that, so
They asked
thank you.
me if I can get my copy. I'll be happy to do it after the meeting.
Wonderful. So then, does everybody agree that we can do that right after the meeting, and we can use email as well? Sound good?
Do you have a question? Sorry.
I did, but it was just about the comment about the webpage, that you guys put publicity there, right, for committees and stuff. And that's something, probably a good point where how to collaborate, where probably we're not all the time looking at the webpage, and what is another way of communication? Probably that's a question that it's in the air, and then probably we can think about how we can do more of our collaboration between the organization and the rec center on communication.
Agreed. I would love all of you to be a part of our committees. We have budget committees, we have personnel, we have programs, we have fundraising, events. And this is how the Artichoke Festival lives in a committee. And that committee recommends to the board what to do. You could be a part of that committee. We met last night. Director Diaz is a member, and myself, and GM López, and Ms. Parra. So you could be a part of that meeting, and you could share this kind of information and anything else we need to be aware of, or should be included. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. You had a,
No.
we'll get right to you?
Yeah,
Okay, yes, ma'am. You had your hand? You put it up or down? Okay.
She was trying to go away.
What she was saying? Oh, she was dancing. She was showing us.
She's practicing her dancing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, she's a dancer.
Show me that step. I'm six.
She loves to dance, she's got it.
Oh, cool, great. Well, yeah, maybe we could do our version of the electric slide there that evening. I don't know. So anyway, we had our director, our vice president, Diaz had his hand up. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, the next thing I was gonna say was exactly what she was gonna say. For multiple months, over the past 18 months or whatever, I've been, saying that these postings are on the website. But like she was saying, and like I've been saying for a long time, that not everyone just goes to it and that's it. Like even, for instance, a couple weeks ago, I just happened to be signing up for the rummage sale, and I saw there's a bunch of meetings, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't know that, I'm a director. My point is that these postings, which I do on my own, I post them on my own, I believe that it would be way more effective for everyone that has social media and follows social media, that because the reason is you don't have to go to anything, they come to you, the notifications come to you. And so for these postings, for everyone can know when it is, to be transparent as we can, definitely I think they should be, every single meeting should be on social media, like no exceptions.
I thought they were.
Social media.
So
In
you
the
should-
past, we relied on VPDS to help us out and post those.
Okay.
But they are on our webpage, as far as transparency, there's full transparency. They're on there as required by law. Yeah, we can, if you want to continue helping us, putting those out there. Maybe a mailing list, like right before, send it to, I'm not sure who would be the point of contact for the group.
Yeah,
And
so,
then you guys could let the group know.
yeah, definitely, if
Yeah.
an email, that you can definitely send Adriana can send it to us.
Okay.
Or us, I think you have, Juliana's
I do.
email, and you have my email. you have
But is there
mine.
like one,
Adriana,
one best
yeah,
person,
you can
Adriana?
Adriana would be the.
Yeah, and you got this one email, right? Did I have your right email, Adriana?
Sí.
Te tengo tu correo electrónico
El que me
correcto.
mandaste ayer, sí.
Sí, gracias.
Just for clarification, I think what Vice President Diaz is saying is like we should post it on our webpage, right? I mean, webpage, Instagram page, right? Like Instagram page and Facebook page. I think that the question is more like, is it achievable of us like posting it every meeting on our North County Recreation Instagram page? Or is there like another way that we could help in order for those posts to like happen?
Yeah. No, it would have to be through our official social media stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But are there any, well, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, we satisfy all the legal requirements, and this is just kind of us going on above and beyond for our community, right? So, I mean, if the community is asking for it, we should probably make it happen. Like just post it on Instagram. It takes us like 2 or 3 seconds just to post it. So.
But I think also, and then we'll also do the email distro, right? Does that work best, or is there a social media account that you guys You would have to be linked to our account, right, to see that as well.
We're just thinking overall, like all the residents, right? Like I've been in meetings, in board meetings, where like, it's like full, the room is full, you can't even find a seat at times, right? So I think that to be more inclusive of our communities, we really want them to be part and, like helping with this fundraise, helping to whatever we need to move, for the city to give, all these funds. It has to be accessible. I'm seeing, like on Facebook, live meetings of different, districts. So I think that like anywhere that information is accessible, we should be like providing that information.
So as soon as you said that, I was like, yes. Because this is what I'm saying. I would like you all to be on our email. I would like you all to receive these meetings and know if you want to attend them or not. We have 5 meetings, 5 programs, areas that you could come and know what we're doing and offer input and support. We also have there's a ballot issue that's going to be coming up in the future. I would love to be able to have your email and say, this is what it's about. It's about senior citizens programs and the youth programs. And I would want you all to decide on that day that you're going to get up and vote and go grab as many other people that you know to vote for that as well. Because then look at what that does. We win. You win, the community wins. So it goes back to what you were saying, that is what I was saying, and what he's saying, which is social media, and actually Vice President Diaz has mentioned this all along the way, that you're on everything. Now, question, is that too much? Is it too much for us to be emailing you this level of meetings?
But I think it's like for the community, it should be because those are important things,
I agree.
right? Like I get like so many things, and I'm like, oh, I get to do this, or I get to talk to my students about this, or this resource, this city needs your help. So to me, it's like it allows me as an ally to be able to pass that information, right? I'm not a resident from like Castroville, but I'm a resident from Marina.
Sure.
Salinas, you need to help, so it's good information. I get emails from everywhere, right? Because for me, it's like, I'm a leader, and I really want everybody to be able to become leaders, to be able to advocate for their community.
Absolutely.
And if you're not involved, or if you're not in social media, or if you're not aware of situations, then you can't make a change, right? So I think that's very powerful. Information is very powerful.
Yeah, so that's my feeling exactly, and like I said, I didn't want it to be overkill on you getting a lot of emails from us, but I would love it that you got emails from us at minimum, during the times that we have these meetings, and we could list them, and then you could decide, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to that meeting, and that's where you come in to give us input, like what we're doing right now. This is input, and everything you've said so far, I haven't heard anything that I'm not in agreement with.
Yeah.
So how cool is that? You can go to some board meetings and, oh my goodness, the board members are fighting over the process, and I'm so glad we don't have that here. I'm blessed as a person in a governance role where we don't have to deal with that, because who loses? The community, the kids, the programs, right? And so that's why I am very much in support of everybody getting as much information as possible, and you decide what you want or not. You can always delete, or block or whatever, but we want to make sure we're giving you as much as possible.
For instance, the school district would post their meetings on the website only, and for like 2 years, I'm just like always put it on social media, put it on social media, put it on social media, and now they constantly do. And anyone that, do you have that, or posting on Prunedale group or Castroville group, does anyone have the Zoom link or anything like that? And now it's right there on the social media page for anyone to find, or they already get notifications from the social media page saying, oh, this is coming up.
Yeah.
Cool.
I actually believe you trained a lot of those groups to do this, because I was getting information from him through his website and his Instagram that I didn't even know what was going on in some of these other areas that are in my county, in my community area. And then even some of them are, these board meetings are like this one, they're, you know, available to the public. And you can actually hear what somebody actually said instead of what someone said on Instagram or wherever else. It's right there. So I'm all in agreement with providing as much as possible. I would like to ask a question. Would you provide us and be interested in providing us your email address so that we can include you on meetings and various things that we're doing, like these events? So if you could raise your hand if you're interested in feeling comfortable giving us your email address.
Adriana says she'll take one for her whole group, and she'll take care of it for us.
Okay, all right, that's good.
También puedes poner CC, ya se ven y
Yeah, CC.
And I also do, though, want to make sure that we have direct connection to you too.
Thank you.
I-
That's
you know,
very important.
To me, that's important. So that we can share with you what we're doing, even ask questions. And like I said, this, in my opinion, this community is, we're strapping it on and we're moving. We're gonna make things happen here. We've already done a lot already. We're gonna do even more. But we want you involved and you to know what that all is. The only way we can do that is usually through your touch point. Instagram, email, phone, whatever.
Yeah, that's what CCA is working, that's how CCA is working right now, because we have a lot of different, members, and then they get some information and they're like, hey, we need coverage, we need you to advocate for this group, here's a flyer, share with your community. And we have a group that all that information gets sent out, and it's good because it's good information, and sometimes like board meetings, we want our people to show up, right? So that's where like, okay, we explain the process and they go and, and show.
Mhm.
So I think that would be a really good, resource for us to get more our community involved.
Great, and then in closure for me on this last subject, I would appreciate it if you could pass on what we're talking about tonight to your constituents, your collaborators, your community that comes to your meetings, and invite them to come to our meetings and invite them to provide their email address so we can provide you with all of this info and all these committees, and then you could decide which ones to come to. Because like, for instance, a fundraising committee, and then there's a festival, events committee. You might want to put on an event. It's a place where you can come and share with that committee, hey, we would like to do this, or we'd like to partner with you in some effort. And then that comes back to the board, and then we have a chance to hear it and listen to it and decide if that's something we can do or not. So that's how it all happens. Yeah, okay? Yes.
Adriana was saying that.
Can you stand because you're.
Okay, so what she was saying is
Yeah.
that she likes that idea because their group gets together twice a month.
Okay.
And they would like to relay all that information that they gather
Mhm.
with them so they can help us as much as they can.
Gracias. Where do you all meet? Where do you meet?
¿Qué día se juntan?
nos reunimos los martes, este próximo martes es la reunión que sigue. Y
Tuesday. Every 2 weeks, on Tuesdays.
On Tuesdays.
Así,
But where do you meet?
¿En dónde se juntan?
en la oficina, tenemos una oficina, ella aquí tiene una oficina en
Your
Castroville.
office.
En Castroville.
Oh, good, okay.
Y algunas veces nos reunimos en el centro, si son reuniones que vamos a tener porque tenemos diferentes reuniones, son cada 2 semanas con el comité, que somos un grupo más de 20 personas en el comité, pero también tenemos otras reuniones que vienen del condado, trabajamos con los profesores de la universidad o diferentes eventos, y nos reunimos si es necesario en la biblioteca o el centro de recursos familiares, depende de la gente por el estacionamiento.
I understood a bit of that. You want to?
She says that they have different meetings because they have different committees that they assist with. And it depends on how many people are gathering because they are 20 people, and sometimes they do it at the library. They have had meetings here too, aquí también,
Sí.
because of the parking. But yeah, they try to do it as much.
What about the parking?
Oh, because it depends on where they do it. I guess they don't have a lot of parking space for the
Other
people
places
to
they
show
don't.
up.
But here it's good.
Yeah, aquí sí está bien para el estacionamiento, ¿verdad?
Sí, habíamos hablado de reunirnos algunas veces aquí. Nada más también vemos el presupuesto porque habíamos hablado de que hay un cobro por usar.
They look at it as to see if the budget was, because sometimes since there is a fee for using this room, they have to consider the options.
Okay. So if someone use this room, how much, $18 or 30?
30 for local entities. Last time I was agreed on, it was 30 to cover the bare minimum.
Okay. Yeah, so let me know if you ever need any additional financial support to have a meeting here. I mean, I so will support that. Myself, my company will do that, because I want you to have a place. And if we can pass this initiative, we will be in a better place, because we won't even have to worry about those types of things. But getting there, I'd like you to be able to use this place as much as possible.
Sí, gracias por eso. Sí sabemos que no es algo, no es mucho, pero sí tratamos de ayudar en las finanzas que tenemos. Pero sí, próximamente el viernes vamos a tener una graduación en el salón japonés. También estamos contentos porque vamos a usar el salón japonés y sabemos que también necesitamos fondos en el REC, entonces estamos tratando nomás de, si hay fondos de nosotros, podemos venir y lo usamos. Eso está pero sí, agradecemos
She
también
says
eso.
she thanks you for that, and she understands that there's a fee, and they're happy they're gonna use the Jacqueline Schoolhouse for graduation, so they're excited about that. But somehow they have to manage their funds, and they appreciate what you offer.
Sure. So I'll definitely pay for your next 3 meetings, okay? Is that cool? Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So just work with Miss Parra on that, and I'll provide her, and you guys schedule the time, and let's just make it happen.
Okay.
That's all I want to do. And Jim, you're comfortable?
Don't get the money from me.
This is true. I was gonna say, oh, that's a little whisper. For sure.
Lunch?
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do that, we're gonna make it happen, and that's the way we get people involved, and my goodness, to invest under $100 to get more people involved in what we're doing, oh my goodness, that's a blessing to me. And we need to get to know each other better too. Because I really want you to, like every board I'm on, I try to get them to feel like it's a family. And we're here to help those that were elected to help in the system. And so I feel that way here. You know, my family lived in this community for years, about 4 generations practically. I'm very much a Castroville and North County person. So whatever we can do to help include everyone, I'm for. Just talk to us. And all these board members here, I know them all well. They feel the same way. We're here for you. And so help us, help you, and help others. Okay? Is that good? All right, so we can probably move on unless anyone else has anything else to say about the subject. And thank you for giving us input.
Very good.
You good?
Alright, resume. So about a week and a half after the community Olympia, we'll have the Monterey Bay Waterworks private event here, a fundraiser for us. October 31st, we'll have the Halloween Fun, which is right on Halloween this year, so we'll be ready for that fun event.
What would that be like? What's that gonna be like? I don't remember.
Trunk or treat, we have games out there, carnival style games, and we hand out candy. Fire department is always here
Yeah.
as well, giving out candy. And inside, for the past couple of years, the North County High School Band has used that as a fundraiser for their club, for band, and they do the haunted house inside the gym. The parents come and they set all that up.
The parents do it.
The parents.
So the staff doesn't have to do it.
Exactly, yeah, and it's a win-win for everyone.
That's smart.
And then followed Snow Day, December 12th, which is our toy giveaway for the kids of the community. And then Mr. and Mrs. Claus will make an appearance, hopefully. You gotta send them a letter.
Did you know that Mr. Claus is a member of our board?
Que Bill is in
Yes.
They say they knew
Don't tell
it.
anyone.
She said it.
He shaves just because he's incognito.
He's incognito.
Comes out for the meetings, and then he goes right
And
up.
then he goes back and he just
Puts it back on.
We might want to use this gentleman back here. Look at his beard.
He's in training.
He's
in training.
Oh, yeah, the red shirt.
No kidding. Really prepared. All right, that's
So
great.
that's a great fun event.
Yeah.
Last year, I think we gave out about 1,000 or plus toys to the community kids. And we got those, last year we got, the majority were from Toys for Tots. So they come free to, we don't have to purchase them. We leverage those relationships. This year we have a toy drive set up for, I believe it's December 5th. But we'll put out a flyer. Actually, we're not organizing that. That's the North County Premier and the Immortals Car Club are going to get together and do a fundraiser, toy drive for our event. And they'll be putting out a flyer soon. And the last on this is the intergenerational cooking classes that we have here in the gym. Las clases de cocina que tenemos aquí every Wednesday here at 1:30. And then once a month, Tuesdays, we do some in Croonville. So if you know of anyone, a grandparent, anyone 60 and over that wants to come and participate, tell them to sign up and come on over. They could also come and bring their grandkid or maybe a daughter. So it's a great experience.
Y pueden traer a sus hijos o a sus hijos menores de 50 años a cocinar con ellos.
¿Me permiten eso?
No, nada más, si hay ese flyer, igual como en el email, pues lo puedes mandar.
In cuanto, as soon as we have these flyers for these events that I just talked about, I could also share those with you. Entonces, en cuanto tengamos estos volantes, los eventos que acabo de hablar, los mandamos
Sí, gracias.
a ustedes. Okay.
Great.
Next one is committees. We had a couple of committees meet last month and earlier this month as well. We'll start with the Personnel Committee. And Personnel Committee, we met to conduct, we conducted a few rounds of interviews for the position of Maintenance Operational Manager. We started out with something like 37 applicants, similar to last time. Yeah, out of those, I think we had we did a number of virtual interviews. I think it was almost 10. And then from those, we invited about 4 individuals to come back and do the last round of interviews. 2 of those came, and from that, the committee chose this one person, and that is an actual item that we'll be discussing further under new business. So as far as the committee, again, we met for that, and if you want to add anything, Diaz?
No, it was a pretty interesting round of interviews. I got to learn a lot from one of the guys. The guys are cut us the leg, so he brings a lot of knowledge to the table, and he demonstrated it.
Also joining us for this committee is VP Diaz. I think we do have an opening, so he's interested in being appointed to that. Okay, that's up to you to appoint someone.
Absolutely. And I don't want to be out of line, but I don't mind, we're in the committee discussion, I don't mind appointing him to that position right now, if you would like that.
Yeah,
Vice
that'd be
President
great,
Diaz.
thank you.
Okay,
I accept.
great. We don't want to put off tomorrow, we can do today, all right? Okay, hit the ground running.
And I attended the meeting, as you said, and, went over the resume, asked the right questions of what they saw from the applicant, other questions about compensation, and, I'm definitely on board on recommending approval later, or approval from this committee to the rest of the board.
Great. Works for me. All right,
The next committee that we met with was the Castroville Festival Committee, which is celebrating the heart of the community. We met on August 4th. We also met earlier this month, but the agenda was already out, so I'll post those minutes for the next agenda, next meeting. Yeah, we discussed the green and gold gala, finalized on a name. There's a little bit of a change in name there, but it all came together nicely. And then we had a couple of volunteers that showed up, Mr. Pellegrino and his wife Crystal, who helped us promote the event as well, and they ended up actually going to a lot of the businesses Crystal did here in town, and just passing out the flyers, and she did a little social media post where she's taking the flyers and each business, and they kind of has them on their post, the flyer on the windows, and yeah, so she did a great job with that.
Yeah, it's so important to advertise. Everybody's got to hear it two or three times. They say before a person really gets it and it sinks in, you have to hear it 3 times. Recite, write, and do. As a professor, that's what I do with my students. We do it 3 times, 3 ways. So we just heard it earlier. I'm saying it again. The way we get things done is talking about it and then actually really doing it. So come to those meetings and then you can get more information and you can help us with that as well. Thank you, sir. Can we move on now?
If there's no questions, move on to item 7.1. So item 7.1 is just an info item here for tax measure B, which is the tax measure that was approved by our board at the last board meeting, the resolution. And staff went ahead and submitted that to the elections office, and now it's officially on the November ballot. And the official name is again tax measure B.
Isn't that great?
Mm-hmm.
V for victory?
Yeah,
Yes. And
measure B.
it must be.
And again, some just information here, because at this point, we, as a board entity, we cannot advocate for or against the measure. All we can do is hand out, give out information, which is what we're doing here. There's some backed ballot measure activities and public resources that are provided to the board, as well as the impartial analysis conducted by the county on what we submitted, and as well as some members of the community who are awesome in getting together and writing argument for the initiative. And I included that as well.
Absolutely. So you have a copy of this out there in the audience?
The agenda?
No, we only have the agenda.
The agenda, we just
So
have the
you
agenda.
could take a,
And that is public record information if you go on the Monterey County Elections Office as well. It's all this information is listed as to who signed for the argument for the initiative, the language there, and also the analysis.
Can you send us a hyperlink to it?
Yeah,
Just
I can
to
send
make
it.
sure that we are on the right page.
it's really important for you to see this, and as we're saying, I'm not
Save
saying
it.
for or against. I'm just saying, it's here, please read it and make yourself aware. And the more people you get out to vote for this initiative, the better whatever decision you make, for or against, will happen. Because it's this type of election only has a certain amount of people that usually vote. So you have an opportunity, one way or another, to have your reason for supporting it or against it come to fruition. So thank you for being interested in that too. And just read it over specifically, because there's a lot of really good quality information in there. Thank you, General Manager. But I did want to also mention, in reference to this, Mr. Ramon Gomez mentioned to me earlier tonight he was going to be here and talk about this initiative because he's volunteering to work on it. But tonight is he and his wife, it's their anniversary. So he called me and said, can we miss the meeting tonight because of that? I said, why, of course. I don't want to read about you in the paper because your wife said, hey, you chose us over her. I know them well, they're really wonderful people. So he said he would like me just to say to all of you, anyone that would be interested in volunteering to work with him in the committee, and we only have, how many days left before this? It's November
3 months.
fourth, so 3 months working
Less, yeah.
together, less than 3 months. And he asked me, would you provide your name and your phone number or email or the combination so that he could work with you on that, and he's gonna set a meeting time probably here or somewhere. So please, I'd love it if you could help him. He's really successful with these. He and I have worked on them before. We've never not been successful in various other committees we're on. So he'd be a good person to help you. And look at it this way, other things that we're gonna be doing in this county, doing in this community, this is how we're getting like some learning opportunities and some teachable moments here. A lot of people just don't know what it is, how you go about achieving goals or voting against goals, whatever they might be. This is the way you do it. That's community involvement. And so tonight, the fact that you're here shows that you know that. So that's a good thing. So thank you. Okay, you finish with that?
Okay. Next item, if there's no other questions from the board, is item 7.2, which is the defacement of district property and the hate speech and symbol that were painted on one of our weights, metal cement weights that we use for our farmers market to hold down some of the tents. So if you guys want to provide an update on that, I know Director Diaz, Antonio Diaz, met with the Sheriff's Department, one of the representatives.
So the sheriff's department meeting, I had to put it on pause just because I did have car week in Carmel. So I worked 11 days straight, so I did change the meeting. However, I was able to get a report number for the incident. And yeah, also on the security side, I gave our general manager of a time frame of 6 to 8 weeks so we could set up the cameras, which is hopefully going to happen here soon within that time frame. So I'm very happy about that. And yeah, en español, tenía una junta con el departamento de Base de Monterrey, pero le puse pausa porque trabajé 11 días seguidos por lo de la semana de los carros, como trabajo en el departamento de policía de Carmel. Y pero voy a hacerle a la junta aquí en unas pocas semanas y pude agarrar un número de reporte para el incidente que pasó aquel día. Y sí, el reporte, el número de reporte se lo di a nuestro manager general y ojalá aquí pronto pueda tener esa junta con el departamento de Arselia. Si tienen preguntas o...
No. De hecho, esa pregunta tenía yo, pero ya lo contestaste. Ya hay un reporte.
Sí, ya hay un reporte.
Ok.
Ajá.
Okay. So, at the end of the day, no community, no person should have to deal with something on this level. It's just not appropriate. And I appreciate Director Diaz reaching out to the Sheriff's Department because originally there wasn't any involvement by them. Our city supervisor, I wrote a letter to, and another supervisor as well. One did get back and say that's hate speech and that's definitely something needs to happen. The GM and I met that evening when this incident happened and occurred, and he automatically, we talked about putting in place, making sure security was stepping it up around the area that we have as program areas for our community, and to also speak to staff, and he said he would do that during staff meetings and such. And something that I spoke of with Supervisor Askew, Wendy Askew, was sensitivity discussions, a forum, an opportunity for us to all talk about how this should not be happening to anyone. I've never seen it happen here in this community, specifically here at this facility. But I do know that hate speech and people are out there that sometimes they allow their emotions to take over and they're irrational. I'll just share with you, 4 years ago in my election for fire safety protection here in Monterey County, in my fourth four-year term, 2 people came to my ranch, my 7-acre ranch, with a gun, and said they didn't want the board to be, they wanted the board to be white and male again. So I had to call the sheriff, of course. I spoke to them. I asked them, if you live in my district, what can I do for you? Why are you here? I've been here for 12 years already at that point. So I tried to talk that through. And they were just upset that a woman of color was on a board of all Caucasian males. So think about that in the year 22. So you don't know why people do things like this. Obviously, it's something personal and it's something emotional, but it's also illegal. They have since tracked that husband and wife down, and we're dealing with that. But when it happens something on this level here, where people gather, where children are here, that may see that. That's, in my opinion, I'm an adult, I handled and dealt with that. It was not, it didn't feel good, it was scary, it was awful. It was disappointing, you know, in this year, in this time that we're in, but we are in very different times. And therefore we have to support each other, and as a board, I'm glad that we all stood up and said this was inappropriate and we were going to do something about it. So in addition to this, I don't know if Director Rick Diaz, if you want to share anything about this, but if you would, you and I are going to be meeting with Supervisor Church. Can you go ahead and set that up?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just want to reiterate or echo on what I said at the previous meeting, and thank Director Antonio Diaz for reaching out to the Sheriff's Office, and President Simon for reaching out to Supervisor Church and Supervisor Rudescu, and we definitely will set up a meeting with Supervisor Church for sure.
Okay, so that's one thing I believe that should be done. Secondly, I am going to request that our sitting supervisor work with us on definite making sure that we have the level of surveillance that we need around all the facilities that we are. And the surveillance cameras are gonna be good. That's a good first step on that level. And I wish we had had those up before, because we might have been able to catch that. But anyway, that is one thing. The other is, having conversations. We need to have conversations with each other. Because even those people that came to my class, they were very clear about what they're used to and what leadership looks like for them. And people need to understand leadership is about the person that decides to run for an office and put forth efforts that they believe they're representing in their constituents. And anyone has an opportunity to be and do that. So we literally had to talk it through. But for them to be that serious, so serious to bring a firearm, tells you that it's on an edge, and that it's irrational. So I believe we need to have discussions about these. These are like what I call the unspoken conversations that we're not having about things that we feel differently about, that we have a different cultural awareness about. Like sensitivity, training, things on that level. I'm glad that the GM said that he would speak to the staff so they're aware. And anything they see out here, or you hear kids or people or parents or anyone that's coming here, making sure everything's appropriate. And again, supporting the kids and the families that are here, and making sure that they're all safe, that we're all safe. So our go-to next steps are meeting with Supervisor Church in regards to that. And thank you, Vice President Diaz, for doing this. This is important. The other area is to, of course, get these surveillance cameras up as soon as possible. That's why I really, really want to know when that's going to happen. And then also, other than I'm going to bring it out to the community to have any input, I think it's important that we have a forum, a discussion, something so that we can talk about these types of areas. Because this happens to be targeting one specific community, the African American community. But I've heard horrific statements and comments about other ethnicities. None of it's appropriate, and everyone needs to know that. And that there will be consequences for someone that continues on some level like this. So I'm going to stop for now, and any input from the community and or the board?
Gracias por todo lo que haces.
Said thank you for everything you do.
Just for full transparency, I want to say it in English, I want to say it in Spanish.
Sure.
I do have a plan for our security system and how we're going to carry that out. My first phase is obviously getting the camera systems here working first, since it's our main recreation center here in Castroville. Once we go from this, we could start extending it to other places, such as the Japanese schoolhouse and the Japanese sports complex. And then Morocco and the other areas that we covered. But I'm looking at it from a standpoint of the funding, right? I don't got 25, 30, 50,000 to just throw out, right? So that's why I'm taking it in phases. You know, there's a plan. It's gonna be a little bit of time.
Okay. All right, and then I would guess, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, after the last meeting, I did actually have a sit-down with Glenn Church about this.
Okay.
So he's aware, and like you had put in here, that, you know, talk with the county and such, see what we can do.
Okay. That sounds good. Director Diaz? Vice President Diaz?
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
You say thing? All right, and so then the other thing that I'm going to request as long-term next steps is I believe this community deserves to have back its sheriff's hub satellite station. We had one here in the past. It helped when issues happened, when there was different groups that were forming and having arguments and going after each other, and sometimes we ended up running to the firehouse trying to protect each other and such. It's good to be able to call the person that's sitting on, it was in Merritt Street on the corner down here. Very, very easy way to get in touch with them and have them come and look at whatever's going on and help to mitigate that problem, whatever that is. But I wanted to just throw that out to see if there's other interest or input in supporting me in requesting the Monterey County work with us, our community, to create and install once again that it's one deputy, a vehicle, and whatever they need in it, and a little office that they had over here, and it worked out very well. It helped on a number of different issues at different times. But that's my thought. Any board member have any feelings about that one way or another?
Yeah, I mean, I think a good thing we could do is get a group together and go advocate at a supervisor's meeting and or you know, with the sheriff personally. And you know, we have power in numbers, obviously, and you know, the people that sit on boards like that are more likely to listen to a bigger group of people. So that's what I recommend.
Our numbers, this all stemmed from them getting budget cuts. So if the sheriff's department could just get even the minimal just budget increase from our board of supervisors and be able to put a satellite facility out here, that'd be great.
Definitely, because it costs more to not have it out here. That's the way I feel about that, and what is life worth and protection worth? You know, I'm an elected official and have been for going on 20 years. And if there's a concern, if there's a priority, it's funded, full stop, you know? So I'm certainly in agreement with us pursuing it, moving forward, talking to the board of supervisors in a group, and I would love it if we're all there together, standing together, sharing those facts. Because I see this county, Monterey County is a big county, but we do not get the level and funds of support based on our per capita population in North County as other areas do. Why is that? I have some ideas, but we won't go into that tonight because we want to get out of here before midnight. A little levity there just because it's an emotional kind of thing. You know, you see it happening. And sometimes you have to get emotional about it in a professional manner in order to get things done. So what I'm saying right now is thank you, board, for supporting the efforts and sharing your thoughts and professional feelings about this very, very important area. Because if you don't do something about it, it's gonna get worse. And people that do it are gonna think they can do it again and more, and get other people to possibly do it, just because they think they can. That is the nature of people at times. So our go-to next steps, the meeting with Supervisor Church, and then we'll report back to you, and we'll have this meeting before our next board meeting. The discussion that you had, and I would like to request, can you get in touch with the sheriff and say that we'd like to meet with her as well? And whomever wants to participate with that meeting, myself and you and whomever else, general manager, or any community members. We have to do it. Squeaky wheel gets grease. You ever heard that?
Yeah.
That is what it is, and in my opinion. And then I'd like to also, really push for this satellite station, because I know that it's possible if the will is there, and certainly the way to make it happen. It isn't that expensive compared to what other costs may be if we don't do it. And I want to take this moment to thank Wes White for not only identifying this, information and the incident, and then bringing it to us. And then I want to appreciate the GM for working with me and talking immediately that night about what we were going to do next steps. Because we were here for a fair amount of time discussing that, and then he put forth and shared with me, talking to the staff, stepping up security, making sure those things are happening, and then to start looking at what we could do, which is the surveillance cameras and everything else that goes with that. So we put things in motion and in place. We didn't just let it sit that way. But I do want our sitting supervisor to be a part of working with us in this effort. And he's a good person. I believe it's something that he would be interested in doing something about. I don't know what his comments were to you, but did you feel that he was receptive to?
Oh, yes, definitely. And he had mentioned at the time that he had spoken to you the night before. You had called him.
I called.
So he was aware.
I called him and I emailed him.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll leave it right there. Any other comments from the board or GM?
No, I think you guys are doing a great job supporting this effort. Thank you, Antonio, for following up with that report. Definitely standing up to stuff like this whenever it happens, as soon as it happens.
Yes.
It's very important.
Great. And so we'll hear back, and we'll hopefully VP Diaz and Director Diaz, we should have those meetings before our next board meeting, so we can report back to you, the community. Do you have a hand up?
Yeah, I guess I just wanted to suggest, as well as the county, like MSW Strong over at CSUMB just experienced a similar situation. So I would suggest, collaborating with them, as well as NAACP and the LULAC, Salinas LULAC, and the Monterey County branch NAACP, include those as part of the collaboration.
That's actually a good idea. Yes, I don't know if you're aware that this and worse, this is that. And it happened at CCMB, written on the walls. I mentor students out there, and several of them were just appalled. The N-word, the go home, I don't understand that because really, we're all guests here. This is Native American land, right? Indigenous communities, so they need a lesson in history. But anyway, I'm not gonna go there any more than that. But that is what's happening. CCMB, it's happened at Hartnell. I had students I mentored there that came to me, very, very sad during the election, where some students, at the end of the day, I'll just share with you, Caucasian students came up to them saying, hey, my guy's winning, when are you leaving my country? And so when they came and told me this, I said, here's my business card, they're in your class, that's harassment. Make sure the teacher knows, the professor knows, give that person my card and say, let's talk because that's harassment and I'm gonna pursue it. And so she ended up giving it to the instructor, and so we haven't heard anything, it's kind of squashed that. But that's just people feeling emboldened and they can do that right now. And that's awful, it shouldn't be. So, as Mr. White shared, it is happening in other places to the level that we've never seen it this many times in all parts of Monterey County. Carmel, some similar incidents. Pacific Grove, children walking down the hallway in school, Caucasian kids following African American kids, calling them niggers in grade school. And then they reported to the trustees, and the trustees just went along, and then said that they had it investigated and nothing ever happened. We got in touch and met with Zoom, the sitting superintendent, and he put something in action and it didn't pursue or it wasn't followed up and followed through and he didn't do anything about it. He finally had to be replaced. He resigned from pressure of community saying, this is not appropriate. Think about it. A child hearing something like that affects you for life. Unless you are able to help them and understand that they're just evil, awful people in the world. And teachers that supported or didn't do anything about that. These kids were 10, 11 years old. Two African American boys, smart, great kids. I had a chance to meet them and the mother and support them, and we awarded them a commendation at one of our George Floyd reimagining policing programs, just to tell them that they're little heroes for standing up to it and sharing with other people that you can't do that, you shouldn't do that. So I'm just sharing with you throughout the county and other places this is happening. So if you're an elected official, we take that oath where we're going to represent the community and protect and do whatever we can to mitigate the problems, to change the way that is. So on that note, I'll stop, and if anyone else has anything else before we move on, we can do that. You see the plan of action we have here, and if you have any other ideas, certainly feel free to share those with us right now. You good?
I think that, yeah, we're good. I think that your action plan really helps for the vision, like you guys see that need, highly need in the community, and the portal, it would be highly, I've been with members in the community that it takes like an hour, 2 hours for get a response, for help, and that's not that's not saving lives or helping for something bigger to happen, and I think that definitely it's a worry for the residents.
Absolutely. Parra, do you have an input to that as well? I remember, I think over 2 years ago, we have how our CCA, Center for Community Advocacy, works. It's organizing leaders within our community, and one of our big concerns was sheriff and sheriff's department. I'm gonna say also Alex helped us out with getting a meeting. I know that was in probably at the end. We had other focuses like the park, getting the park clean, and the Japanese garden kind of not garden, the Japanese hall or school, getting the floors done. But one of the things I know the community really desperately wants is a sheriff department here or something similar like you just mentioned. So if there's something coming up, believe me, I think the community more over 30 leaders in our organization are ready for that project. So definitely get us involved into it.
And, you know, I just wanted to share how powerful it is. I don't know if for the behavioral health, the change, the plan that they were doing. And we were able to be part of the organization. We hosted the behavioral health panel in the library with the CCA. And we had over like 10 members like came and did public comment, and that allowed for them to kind of make a little bit of change, and other programs were able to get funding because of the cutting of like the services, and a lot of like our CCA members and families utilize those resources. So the voice of the, like when we met with the committee, they said that the input that the community gave them was really helpful on their action plan.
They give us the funds back, not totally, but at least I think it was 150,000 or so for mental health. So
Great.
So at least it's something. And
So we
Wendy
don't-
Askew was there, and she's very supportive of that.
Wendy is one of the most progressives on that board.
Yes.
I'm so glad she's there.
Yeah.
I support her as a good friend as well. And even when I emailed out after this incident happened, she was the only one that got back to me.
Thank you for doing it.
Yes, absolutely, thank you, thank you. So, thank you for sharing those ideas, and thank you for sharing what you've done that has proved to be successful. And I certainly appreciate you being involved with us, because that's something that we can alleviate it, I believe, in the future, or have people think twice if we have various areas taking care of policing. That satellite office is very important, and I know it's doable, it absolutely is. And I would go to the mat on this, because it's that important, because it is the lives. And I've seen what happens when you don't do it. You know, some of those, the bad, the negative that happens, you can't see it. You know, people are feeling it, kids are feeling it, parents are feeling it. You know, and how can you assess and help them if they're not even willing to talk about it because they're afraid? You know, I received a lot of phone calls, a lot of text messages related to this. You know, so each person I try to be level-headed and said we're doing something about it, and we have a progressive board that is also, you know, very interested in getting something done. So, if we can make sure we stay connected so that we can get you involved with these other things we're going to do on this. There's so many things out there, so many things we need to do. But if we just do one at a time, and we work with each other, we'll be better for it, I do believe. You agree? You think?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. So thank you for sharing that information. Okay, did you have anything else? And I appreciate you.
I spoke to the sergeant on duty that night. You know, just he explained to me that when it comes to the sheriff's side, it's they want to do more, but due to staffing issues, instead of being able to like enforce the law most of the times, they have to be like reactive. So something needs to happen in order for them, because they're so low in manning, something needs to happen for them to like go. They can't be like, you know, out here just trying to find something, patrolling, doing extra patrols, because they're tied up back, like call after call, right? Sometimes we forget that they cover from down there, over there in King City on the other side, and all the way to Parra. And then there's nights where they only have one patrol covering Baja, Castroville, Moss Landing, and Prunedale. That's a lot. If you ask me, that's a lot for one patrol. Because one car could go off in Prunedale, and another car could go off here, and then you gotta wait for the guy in King City to come over here. You know, so, as Vice President Diaz said, power in numbers, because at the end of the day, whether some people like it or some people don't, The sheriff's department needs a budget increase in order for them to fill those spots, and so their response times could drop, right? So, yeah.
So I think one thing we probably need to do is take a look at the sheriff's department's budget, because I've seen it in the past, it's huge. And you have to determine where you're gonna prioritize those funds. And I think power in numbers will help us identify where we think it should be, or we should be included in, to see if there's possibility of shaving off percentages towards efforts like this. But I do agree, at the end of the day, a lot of it is funding. I do agree with that. And then your representatives, those that you elected into those offices, need to be mindful of your community and represent you, and if they don't, you need to vote them out. So that's, you know, as an elected, that's how I feel. If I'm not doing it, get rid of me. I'm not here for the title of the job or all that. I can do so much more, so many other places in the work that I do. But this is a lovely, wonderful, beautiful community, culturally enriched, and at times various people do not respect what it brings to our entire county. And then therefore we get left behind and or ignored when things happen. If we didn't do anything about any of this, I believe nothing would happen. Because I've seen that before. And it just is what it is. And I do believe we can do better. So everyone here, I think, pretty much shared similar feelings about it, and let's see what we can do to make it happen. So thank you, directors. Sometimes I know it's hard to make a hard decision. It has to do with, for me, it's integrity and principle, you know, and the oath that I took to represent. All right, any other questions before we move on from this very important subject? Good? Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's see, Jim, where are we now? Let's see, back at,
Page 45, 8.1.
yeah.
And this is the resolution honoring Joel Mendoza, Fire Chief for North County Fire Protection District. A little bit of background, Fire Chief Joel Mendoza has announced his retirement from North County Fire Protection District after years of dedicated distinguished public service to the North County community. With his tenure, Chief Mendoza has maintained an outstanding proactive partnership with North County Rec and Park District, consistently going above and beyond to bridge emergency services and community enrichment. And the resolution is actually on page 46.
Has everybody had an opportunity to take a look at that? It's, this is my chief, Joel Mendoza. I've known their family for years. He worked for us for 27 years, I believe it was. My dad, he was there prior to him getting started in the reserves program that my father started when he was the president of our board. So as vice president, I felt honored to recommend that the community support him. In the past, the boards would seek out people outside of Monterey County, outside of the state, and look for people that didn't represent us really at all, and we had to deal with a whole lot because of some of that. So I finally got them convinced to give 3 of our people within our ranks an opportunity to be the fire chief. And we gave them each 9 months, and then we selected from them. And so I'm so glad that we ended up having someone that reflected our community and ended up being just an awesome person. So thank you for putting together the information. And if everyone is in agreement, we can have a motion to accept the information we have and someone will sign off on it. And then we'll create the resolution and then present it to them. We'll invite them here so we can present it to them.
Yeah, I motion to approve a resolution honoring Chief Joel Mendoza for his exemplary service, leadership, and dedicated partnership upon his retirement from North County Fire Protection District.
Great, thank you. That's first. Do you have a second? Great. There's first, we have the Vice President Diaz, and we have a second by Oh, would you pronounce Eldredge?
Eldredge.
Eldredge. For some reason, I always want to say Eldredge, I don't know. Oh, I think it's Melissa Eldredge. So we'll, thank you for that second. Let's see, any community input on anything in reference to this before we vote on it? Okay, thank you. So all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstaining? And it passes unanimously. Great, thanks, that's great. Thank you, we'll put that back in your hands to get it together and just let us know. And then we'll all sign it and have it, we'll invite you here to present it. Okay, I'll put it back in your hands.
Okay. We'll proceed to item 8.2. This is a preliminary discussion of improvements to Rancho Motocojo Park. Provided a letter that was sent over to me by one of the community members, asking, she has a few questions listed there. She wasn't able to make it today, but I will reach out after the meeting to also get with her and present something to the board at the next board meeting to continue that discussion. If there's anything that we can identify.
So any input, any conversation? Did everybody have a chance to read the letter?
Yeah, I read the letter. I think many people had different ideas and desires of what we should do with that park, that property, and obviously, she's very thorough in her letter. The realities of funding and also the realities of the underutilization of it and what it lacks. But it is something that would obviously, benefit our community for in all aspects, whether it's improving the playground and other things, or thinking of other stuff also. I definitely think it's something we could discuss, invite people to discuss. You see other sports complexes, such as the soccer complex, get big funding from donors, from the big construction companies. And if one is willing, or it's not the right time for one construction company, we got another construction company, and other partners. I know there's a lot of youth sports programs around here that would definitely help. The Bulldogs, Premier, Big Choke Golf, even some that had nothing to do with sports, like Supreme Bending, or Roundtable, and Brundale, and I know Roundtable in Castroville, Ohio would likes to get involved. So it doesn't have limits. We could, if done right and collaboration, we could do a lot.
I agree. Any other board member input on this subject? It's a very important subject.
When was the last time it was renovated?
We added play equipment 3-4 years ago. We did the play equipment there. And maybe a year before that, we kind of reseeded. It was during the pandemic, so it wasn't getting used a lot, so it was perfect time. Well, should have, but it wasn't. So we kind of reseeded there, and we closed it off for a couple of weeks for it to for the new seats to germinate. But yeah, so about 5 years ago.
I remember coming back from the army to visit, and it was all like fenced off. I was like,
Alex, was it also last year that it was painted and that we helped out with the reports that the community had with the El Colchón, the mattress that was there? It was like Earth Day, it was maybe 2 years ago?
Yeah, and right, so that's
So, it-
different to the improvements that have been done, so there's always, are you talking about like some of the
Wonderful.
trash that's thrown there?
the park,
The graffiti,
the graffiti.
yeah.
Is it the same
So-
place that you're talking about?
Plancha Morcoco, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the same,
So
yeah.
there's always instances of graffiti, one time they painted the whole courts, and we have to go out there and repaint that.
Mhm.
Dumping on the trails which are right behind the park.
Mhm.
There's always, we chain it, they cut the chains at night. If neighbors call it in, it takes a while, it's not a priority thing, or sometimes it's not called in for various reasons. There's dumping, so we have to go out there and pick up that information. The trash, so a little while ago, we tried to meet with the members of the community there to maybe start a neighborhood watch program, which kind of ties into what we're talking about.
How'd that go?
We're supposed to have a follow-up meeting with the actual members. I don't think many members attended that meeting.
Not many, but also
And they
the
helped us
sheriff.
kind of put that together.
Yeah, the sheriff canceled, so there was a lot of organization. The energy kind of died down, but that's probably something that if there's somebody in the community, because that's a different community, right? So if there's definitely, we have members that are willing to, we can definitely help them out with organizing the leaders. I mean, that's something that in our organization we do.
And just to correct the record, the sheriff didn't cancel, we just didn't get it.
Oh, we didn't, huh?
Yeah, any from the neighborhood, that's to the next meeting, so they're kind of waiting for us on that one.
So
Yeah,
the
different.
sheriff's department is waiting for us to get back with them?
Yeah, at that point,
Okay.
exactly. So no, they didn't cancel, they were just waiting.
Yeah,
for us
that's
to-
important to know.
Yeah, I didn't want to get that out there.
Yeah.
But it was just a matter of, getting enough community members to attend, and then they would do like a neighborhood watch meeting to see if we can start that program.
Mhm.
But, yeah, definitely another community within our, area of influence within our district.
What about a neighborhood watch? Do you believe that there would be enough, do you know people in that community that would be interested in possibly putting together something like that? Because that would help. But,
Yeah.
what are you feeling?
Definitely. I do feel that we had at least, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 leaders that were there in that meeting, and then there was like our group here in Castroville. Like Alex said, there's no follow-up afterwards, so the energy dies, so we want to make sure that we follow through, which like a collaboration between all of us, and then, I mean, if there's that energy, definitely, I think it's between, I think the energy comes from all either the community, and also, who we're collaborating, in this case, with, the recreation.
Any other input from board members?
Also, I think if we had a 501c3, that would help with a lot of things.
Dice que si fuera un
Funding.
Eso fue como en el pasado.
And initiatives that, are successful, that we then will be able to direct funding into various areas of need as well. Do you agree? Okay, so we actually have, without saying really too much about that, use your own imagination of what our possibilities could be if we can get something successful here. And I know I will, and I believe the board will too, look at how we can, do something to mitigate that problem. You think so?
Yeah, with this, if we wanted to discuss, further in a committee, what would it fall under, or if that's even something that we would like to pursue?
Yeah, so anyone that signs up for this initiative, working with Director Ramon Gomez, you all can discuss all of these various areas where funding can be allocated and utilized if it's successful or not. It really is, it goes back to that, money. We're talking about funding, and with people losing funds in their budgets, we're able to find a money, and not talking too much about it because we can't. But that is a way that we can earmark are some opportunities there. So please remember that. And I'd love if you would sign up here so I can give this to Mr. Gomez. He's gonna volunteer with this, and he's very successful. We have been very successful in achieving goals and objectives. And it takes that volunteerism and people working, and people knowing how to do it, to make it happen. That's what that is.
Just say it's like to meet, but most importantly, she wants to get this conversation started. If we, and we can get added into the agenda. And I'll also meet with her and I'll get with you as to how we went and see where, if we want to proceed, do we put a committee to follow up with this as well? I don't know if the official basis of the future, but.
Yeah, so good catch on that. What about, is there a possibility of you wanting to have this go into one of our committees and we spend time trying to determine how to mitigate the problem? One way though is to being on this other committee, because even whatever we can do, if we don't have funding, I don't know how successful we'll be. Unless we have a lot of residents that want to be a part of the specialty, what's it called, neighborhood watch program. So, and it's a successful program if people are serious about it. But it really does go back to people have to be serious and they have to commit, but I believe if they did, that there's value there. But everybody's so busy, everybody's working 1-2 jobs, we live in this county, it's expensive, but this is an important area, so do you think people would be interested in wanting to participate on a committee? Because if I could say hypothetically, whatever this is, you meet in a committee, you decide what, if we are able to achieve funds, where they can go. A recommendation for X amount of dollars to go towards these various efforts, wherever that may be in this county or in the state, whatever, however. That's really how it happens. And as a group, you have something to say about it if you're part of the committee. So my suggestion is you sign up and then ask Mr. Gomez how you can start mitigating the problem. It's almost like it serves up, here's something happening, here's where any additional volunteers, donations, contributions can go towards. Even from everyday people. And I'll close on this, but Mr. Vice President Diaz and I've had this discussion about funding to get different programs funded, how to go about doing that. I mean, there's corporations out there. If you have a good idea and you pitch it to them well, I've raised a lot of funds. It just has to be pitched well, people have to be behind it, PowerPoint presentations, and all that happens, and that's where you get the funding for some of these types of efforts. And yes, you say, okay, cool, you want to put your family's name on the wherever, however, if you're donating X amount of dollars, and your family hasn't done something that your name represents something negative, and the community agrees with that, you work in collaboration with that family. I mean, I work with those efforts a lot, everywhere. And you'll see signs up during times when we have festivals or parks, and the family's name is there, or the company, or whatever. And that's marketing for them. So I don't mind giving them an opportunity to market their name and their family to help in an effort. And so this is something you can also talk about too. Not only funds that may come from people that live in a certain resident, but volunteers, corporate volunteers, corporate grant makers. A lot of funds out there. You just have to know what to do. Yes, ma'am.
Would that fall into like sponsorships?
Could you stand up? I didn't quite hear you.
Oh, would that stand like sponsorships, like?
Absolutely. Yes. Sponsorship program, platinum, gold, silver, bronze. You donate, at whatever levels, whomever the family or corporation donates at whatever levels, they get their name on a plaque, a wall, somewhere on a bench, park bench, because that's what a lot of people want. They want to leave their legacy. I have no problem with that. It's a legacy. They want to put X amount of dollars to it. And we have the story. Right here, tonight, we're talking about what happened. This lady's letter is definitely in line with that conversation. So I know a number of families and corporate grant makers are just looking for what effort do they want to fund and how well we go into those environments and share that. I would like that to happen here in Monterey County and North County with the, I guess, the commercial parkway. We have corporations that are here. I think it's wonderful, it's great, a lot of jobs available, a lot of tax opportunity there, but a lot of that leaves here. Many don't live here. But if the company's here, they should be investing in this, in the community. So I'd like to be able to go and meet with people and show a PowerPoint presentation on how they can help to renovate this building. And if it's a, you want your name on the building, we make a decision, the community will vote on it or not. So that's how those things happen. So to answer your question, if they build it, they will come. If we present it, they will. But we have to just, pitch it well with statistics, and I know we have lots of information of the demographics in this community. It deserves much funding. You know what I mean, the demographics. So that's something that I think is possible. So yes, love you to be a part of what we're doing, because I know you get it. I mean, look at what we're doing at NPC. And it's only getting better. We're already ahead of the current amount that we raise, because we just asked people about shared events, ideas of people that are benefiting or talking to the donors. We invite the donors and the students to meet each other. Yeah, it's time, energy and effort. But then those donors are like, wow, I'm gonna give next year too, because they met where those dollars are going to for the student to be a firefighter or a teacher or a nurse. We just did it last week, it was on KSBW. A big, huge program. You probably are familiar with that. So in the Evans, and I'll close, the Evans program, we should talk to her about that. I would love to have some of that opportunity to come out here. Those funds are real, life-changing. Right, so I will stop there. So Jam, do we need to do anything other than, do you want to establish an opportunity to invite anyone related to this issue and problem to one of our committees, or like that? Do you think it will fit in any committee, or should we develop another committee for this specifically? What is your thought?
Yeah, my thought is that I need, and if a board member wants to also be present at that meeting, we can handle it that way, and then we could, maybe depending on, what comes of it, and take it to one of the committees.
Okay.
Just a quick question. About how many years does each part get renovated?
Depends on funding. Really. Whenever there's an opportunity, like the one here, I think that was renovated in 2016, with some funding from the CBA grant funding from the county. So whenever there's an opportunity. And that's another thing, so there's so many things that we're doing. And we're reviewing some of this last time at the budget committee, but I think we need to also bring that to the board and talk about our 5-year plan or something, where we put out all these various items that we work on and the approximate figures. We kind of reviewed some of that at our budget committee. So this is one of many things that we need to work on. One of them being the heater, $800,000. There's lots to do.
What about a study session or special meeting, but this is some type of meeting where we're all there, it's posted in, the 3 days time or whatever, and it's specifically for what you just said.
I'd rather have a committee than to go over.
Well, that's what you said, you said
Yeah.
me, but you said only the one.
Well, you just give me another option. If you rather have that option, I'd rather have a committee. So if you want to just set up a committee, we can do that. Or bring it to one of the committees.
Let me just mention this one thing. Can I do that? Sorry. I don't want you to sue me for getting close to you on this. That's a joke, but it has happened. We could set up a economic strategies meeting related to these types of issues that come up. It almost goes in place with this next area, Center for Community Advocacy Collaboration Opportunities. Because then all these different areas and problems and concerns could be held and read and developed and spoken of, and other people invited in to do something with that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what we did with North County Fire, when we had issues and such. I've been in 19 years, so about 10 years ago, we found that we had various things happening and we wanted to do more. So we, to formalize it, we formed a committee, and it's called Economic Strategies. Economics is the dollars that you need. Strategy is what you need to develop to utilize the dollars. And the committee is those of you coming to the meeting saying, here's what's happening in my committee, and we need these areas either noticed, changed, or at least have discussions about it. And this letter that was written by Ms. Fernanda is definitely what we're talking about. So that is what I recommend is for us to do a full-on committee. Go ahead.
Is there like a way to prioritize which parts have been renovated in a couple of years? Or do we just go off of what community members just bring, and then we'll go off of that?
Yeah, and then we can schedule something and look at the one that has the most need. As far as structures, I think they're all in pretty good shape. I think the one here is the oldest, and as you can see, obviously, I think we need more ground chips there. But this is the oldest. Actually, no, Cato Phillips is the oldest. That was before my time. That's still in decent shape if you go out there.
Yeah.
As far as the structure, now, if we want to expand, I mean, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
But there are some definitely, like I said, the structure, we put one in around that time frame. There's other sections I think that we need to definitely address, which is the ramp leading to one of the swings. So there's maintenance issues. It sounds like they're talking about expanding, making it bigger. Community.
That's why I'm asking, right? 'Cause to me, I understood it more as expanding,
Right.
and I mean, just we don't got the money to just throw out, so I was just wondering if there was like a way to prioritize stuff. That's it.
So in that committee, if we form the committee, then the board members and or community has an opportunity to prioritize where funding may go, and talk about ways in order to acquire funds. There's a CDBG grant program out there that we could pursue. There's a number of other grant opportunities. There's the one that I worked on with Supervisor Church that raised, I'm thinking it was $29 million for specific parts of 2 districts. We're one. They have put 18, this is what I read, about 18 million into renovations of roads in North County and other areas. So they said they prioritized with those funds, roads. And yes, roads are important, and especially our firefighters, when they see a fire, they have to be able to get to the house. And a lot of the places in certain parts of the community, especially in Prunedale and Romas and Elkhorn, it's dangerous, you can't even get in there. So they're renovating. So in those committees, we could request that the next set of funds that comes to various communities should be in the area of renovation of our parks. And then bring all the proof that there's that need. Pictures, but definitely people coming and saying, this is what's happening. And then people that are writing letters like this, they usually are gonna get a good response. So my opinion would be forming a committee, having people be a part of it, having people be able to come and share information, because that's all documentation. Just by your body being there, signing up saying you are interested in this committee doing various things that we know that there's desperate need for. That's how it gets funded. It was 29 million, so we already earmarked 18. No, I understand, it's already spoken for roads. What about these other areas? We get with the supervisors, so it's Supervisor Wendy Askew and Supervisor Church. They asked me to participate with them to acquire those funds. I did. Time, energy, effort, volunteered to make it happen. But I said you needed to make sure you earmark some of those funds into North County. I said, it's the only way I'm gonna do this is to help you with that. And they said, okay. So they are doing roads, but I'd like to see some of these other areas be done too. Okay, so I'll stop on that note. Any other input from anybody else? Because we are rolling into almost 8 o'clock. And thank you for your patience. Boy, I wish we had some, well, anyway. Coffee. It's okay. What, any other input, any more discussion on this before we move on to input 3? So do you wanna just, are we saying we wanna form a committee specifically for this? An economic strategies type of committee where you deal with these types of areas? Or would you like General Manager López to meet with any one of you or more of you, with him, with the individuals? What's the will of the board? I'll support anything you say. We just need to do something.
I don't mind if you have the meeting first, so.
Yeah, I mean, preliminary, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's just a preliminary, that's all.
Good.
But if, you could always let me know and I could schedule something, but I will get with you after that meeting then, to discuss some of these items.
Good. Okay.
Or I'll give you guys all a summary, as a BCC.
Yes. Yes, BCC.
Yeah, fine,
If you need somebody to sit in,
okay.
It's actually always good to have a board member there, especially if there's a time when you effort to do that. And thank you if you just offered your time and your effort. Thank you, Director. Yeah, I'm gonna say get it done, you know it takes a while. We're making it happen. I think we'll get to the point once we're like formed as a committee and supporting each other, where we'll get through comments and areas quicker. I think we can do that. But there's just a lot going on. You want to give it quality time as much as possible. But I'm all for us definitely putting a process in place where we can get things done. What I wanted to do was to make sure that we understood our direction and provide ours. The general manager is like the CEO of your company. It's like the CEO of the community of what we're attempting to do in all these areas that we have. Programs, facilities, staffing, etc. So I was asked a little while ago, where can this type of information be discussed and prioritized? And we did say an economic strategies type of committee that these areas would fall within if we decided to, instead of us going away and then it coming back again and then we end up probably, making the decision now. So what I would like to do, if the board is in agreement and or suggest another way to do it, is that we form the Economic Strategies Committee, and that the first priority will be the lady that wrote the information related to Monacojo and the concerns and discussion on expansion and how funding occurs. We could talk about, in fact, I could even invite people that raise funds, people that know about CDBG grants, to work with us to write a grant. There's a number of nonprofits that will be a fiduciary or collaborative supporter if we have a great idea. I know several of them. I'm with a number of them in different parts of the county doing various things. So I know we can do that. So number one would be that, for the strategy of dealing with what's happening in as you mentioned, renovations of our parks and keeping them kept up. To look at funding for that. That's number one. Number two area is what we're discussing, and we can talk about what this specifically means, but how to be able to address some of these other areas that are very important, that have been ongoing. And if that's the case, I'd like to know what that area might be, because that would be the first two areas that we would put into this committee if we decide to develop the committee and authorize it tonight, and then it'll go forward. So, did you want to share?
Is it our point?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, we're still on
Oh.
8.2. So out of 8.2, we're coming up with you're forming an economics strategy committee.
Yes.
And then you're gonna appoint members to that.
Yes,
Okay.
to deal with these issues that come up in this meeting from the community or come up in a committee meeting we might have, our normal meetings, that someone comes and says, hey, what about this? Or, and then we'll say, okay, we're in fundraising or we're in personnel, that needs to be in this other committee. So it's a place that's dedicated to those specific areas, so that we don't go outside the lines of, if you're dealing with personnel, that shouldn't come up in personnel. Does that make sense? It's not like I want us to have another committee, but I like us to be able to do more than at a board meeting, discuss some of these areas, because we have to get into a place of collecting data, surveys, and or people willing to work with us to go to the Board of Supervisors, develop PowerPoint presentations, go to corporations that may want to fund some of these ideas and concepts. I don't think it can happen just by them coming to a board meeting. It needs to be in a place where you can really discuss it. Does that make sense? And if so, talk to me. What do we want to do?
I mean, I think if we're doing from the committee, okay. I just think we should wait a little bit, just till Alex is able to talk to this constituent and take it from there. That's just my opinion. Yeah, but
Sure, we want opinions, it's an opinion. And I believe he still should meet with that one person, but that's just one area and it's separate from what people are talking about here tonight, too. So I'm just trying to find a way that we're able to deal with any of these types of areas that have come up. It'll live in a committee that is what it's supposed to be. So then, let's say hypothetically, we make a decision in that committee, we share that with the board agrees, and then the board and the committee goes to the Board of Supervisors and says, here's what came out of our economic strategies committee. We need funding, we need protection, we need this, that, whatever it is for our community. That's how we get things done, by numbers. But I'm willing to have it be whatever you want to call it, and if you want to wait, then we can do that too. But I don't know what waiting's gonna do. I don't know what waiting will do, because you're still gonna be, we read the letter,
Yeah.
and I know you.
Yeah.
And I know you're about having us get things done and identifying. Do you wanna wait for you to meet with this person before we do something? Because if we don't, we're gonna have to wait another month to possibly bring some authority opportunity in a committee to recommend to the board of something that we should do. That's all. Do you hand it, yes?
Yeah, I would go ahead and set up a committee.
And if I have to, do we want to form that, or do we want to bring it into like events and fundraisers? Do we want to bring it under programs? Should just talk about the parks and activities? Just a thought.
Where else, thank you for that, I agree with you. Where else can, of the committees we currently have, where would you believe it would best fit? It's really got to fit, because when we go out to the community, or to the Board of Supervisors, or anyone, even a corporate entity, a corporate grant maker, you've got to go with a formal group requesting formal funds. Other than that, they're gonna just say it's normally, we can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, it does fall under different sections, right?
Which
It's
one?
kind of, we're talking about programs, some of the stuff she's asking about. Definitely the, development, fundraising, even it touches fundraising as well.
Yeah, I'd say if anything, if you were to put it under one of the other committees, it would be under budget. Because you've got to have the money.
Yeah, we should do
So it's either,
that. Okay, that's good input. We've got two good strategies. I'm gonna put it out to the committee, community, potential committee.
Well, I think our
point that we come here for, probably we can talk it when it's our turn, but it wraps around what you guys are saying. So I don't know if you guys want to wait for that or just say what our thoughts are, or I mean my thoughts are. And I think we have a good organization that is willing to collaborate and has been willing to collaborate with the recreation park, as we have done with other like Glen Church and when as we with other subjects of that our community is concerned with. So definitely for me as personal volunteer, definitely a committee will be great, but also utilize the tools that are out there already. So a nonprofit organization that we have a whole bunch of volunteers that we go out there, we know how boards work, definitely that will help out.
So the next item, so yeah, it relates, I mean, they're asking for about 15 minutes, just so we're all aware. And it talks about senior programming. So that is the next item, which also would require perhaps a meeting to expand on that collaboration. Where we put it again, yeah, that's you guys to decide ultimately.
So based on that, maybe we should wait on the forming of that additional committee till after we hear this report, and then it might change our minds and or decide to do something differently. Does that sound okay? VP Diaz?
Yes.
Okay. All right, great. So let's do that. So right now,
Yeah.
I will give a little bit of background here.
okay, please.
8.3, this is Center for Community Advocacy Collaboration Opportunities. A little bit of background, the Center for Community Action has requested time to present to the board regarding community-driven priorities for local senior services, active aging initiatives, and future facility planning. CCA has conducted direct outreach with older adults to capture community needs, and this is based on the last letter they guys provided, so that we can add this to the agenda. Key discussion points or topics, representatives from CCA. They want to talk about 3 core areas based on that letter: vision and potential of future senior center, community perspective, like I said before, and then just strategic collaboration opportunities. Fiscal impact, since this is an initial review, there is none at this point.
Thank you very much. So, first of all, my name is Lennon Ramos. I'm a leader and a promotora from Center for Community Advocacy. And I also have our leaders here, and we do apologize. Thank you, Alex, for your email yesterday. And this sometimes needs a little bit more time to organize. We're based on our leaders organizing and volunteer time. But thank you for coming here today with us. So if you want to get and present that, and these are volunteer leaders as well as I am.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es María Segura, soy promotora y líder de la comunidad y de la abogacía de la CCA.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es María Andrade y soy líder con CCA.
Diana Vasquez, I'm a leader and promoter from for Center for Community Advocacy.
And like we mentioned, I don't want to because of the time. We don't have much time of like to get in like what we've done, right? But we're a nonprofit organization, and we advocate for the community, low income, and also for agriculture families. Family, mental health, and also youth. So those are the 3 areas that we cover. But this time around, since 2 years and a half, around that we created this committee in Castroville. We've been working with some projects, right? And this time around, that was last year, we did see each other in the Japanese hall that we had concerns with the flooring. We've been working with air quality monitors with Santa Cruz University. But this time around, we're working in 2 big projects, and one of it is clean streets in Castroville, which we're collaborating with Glen Church. And so we've had presentations, and also he's helping with the promotoras get more, working along with waste management. So that's what we're at right now, and putting together how we can keep our streets cleaner. And then the second focus is our seniors, right? And a lot of concerns have come over to us about our senior and senior centers. And so we're happily focusing on that as well. I know there is a lot of concerns, and that's something that we have in common between the recreation park and us. So that's something that definitely we want to talk a little bit about it. So I'll pass along, saying that we'll pass it along to Maria, and she'll let you know.
When you said working with the project for like the cleaner streets, is it more like the sidewalk project that I'm aware of, or is it more like kind of like picking up trash in the community and stuff like that?
Yeah, so what we do is that we organize and we create leaders within our communities, or like community members. So what we do is basically have a program of promotoras. We do classes, and so within those classes we give information to the community. So our modules are basically to not just only advocate, but within that advocating for these needs in the community, we make sure that our community members become great leaders and have more potential. So our focus is on that, and that's our mission and vision. That being said, it's more about how to, and we've learned, and that's something that we do. We do a list of priorities of our community, and it's about the community getting together. We have a committee, and that committee actually hears about stories and what's the priority in our community. And so one of them was the concerns about how there's dumping trash, even couches, oils, batteries. And so we went out and took pictures and got information about this. And what we're trying to do is, and this is where the collaboration comes along, because this is meetings with Glen Church. If we're not organized, if we don't sit with the right people, and the right people don't want to come and organize with us, there's nothing to do much, because the energy dies, right? Yeah. So we want to make sure that the energy stays focused on our purpose. And those two things, like I mentioned, it was the clean streets and also the senior center. Those are things that are like heavily in need. Those are not because we say it, but, well, because we're the community, but the whole community. We go out there, and like she mentioned, surveys are great. The surveys are great. Community coming to the meetings are great. That's a lot of energy that you put into volunteering. So yes, so to answer your question is about the how maintain clean, how to give out information. If the information, there's brochures, and we sit down with waste management, and they have brochures, right? But what's the thing that happens is that people just put them in the trash. So how can we get that energy to people to get to know more of the information? Is probably invite them to our meetings and making sure that they get the right information in the right language, and that's something that we advocate a lot for. People that just exclusive. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I walk every evening with my fiance, and not this evening, obviously, but we walk, and the last few months I've actually noticed that it's a little cleaner. So I didn't know that you guys were working on this, so I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bueno, nosotros estamos aquí porque queremos ser parte de la planeación del centro de adultos. Sabemos que hay un plan A, eso se había comentado anteriormente, ¿verdad? Pero queremos estar como más involucrados en la planeación de centro. Si va a ser algo, como te había comentado, que iba a ser algo afuera, poner una traila, cualquier cosa para planear un poquito, agrandar un poquito más el centro de los adultos mayores, ¿no?
She's saying that they'd like to be more involved in the process here of expanding the senior center, which is something we've talked about here. And then with that proposition that was put in place, Obviously, depending on how that goes, that might be something feasible. But yeah, she was relating her interest in being part of that process that is actually leads to something.
And then also, with that being said, I don't know si tienen algo que agregar.
I think the most, you know, this project, when it comes to like the needs of our community, right? One of the things that, when Lenny talked about working with waste management, right? We've been able to provide, you know, like the information for people to send, you know, like big objects. We had a group of like almost 40 people, I think it was, that came and got trained by waste management that we invited for our community members to deliver that information to their, you know, their own families. But also overall, part of the project is that a lot of our promoters got trained, and now we're gonna set up, you know, like workshops for like the community to open up that workshop. And the goal is to do like a whole event in churches, you know, like really interested in doing that. Like clean un día, ¿cómo se llama?
A
beautiful
day,
clean.
or clean, I'm sorry, say it in Spanish.
Embelleciendo Castroville, no? Because we want the community to be able to see that, you know, like
Beautifying.
yeah. So we want the community to be involved, so we're not seeing those couches, right? So like some of the members didn't even know that there's free resources for them to get that information, right? So I think that that's one of the things, educating our community,
Sure.
right?
Education is important.
So just getting the mentorship and the guidance from like different resources, you know, we were able to do that, right? We were gonna start everything from scratch, but just networking, we were like, oh no, waste management come and does the training for you, and then we have those tools. So definitely, you know, like that's what we wanna learn, right? We don't know about the process about, it's easy for us to say, like we want a big center, right? But we don't even know where the budget's gonna come. So that means that us being involved in saying, okay, fundraise or communicate in our community, you know, like about this event so the money could grow to be able to have that option of the center, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we are sharing that when you're, you know, helping with this, you know, fundraise, you're helping for this to become a, you know, a goal.
So our main question is there a committee that is doing this project already? If there's not, we're definitely here to support and be part of it. We definitely want to do that.
Absolutely. Well said. Thank you so much for bringing it in, talking to us, and breaking it down very, very well. I understand exactly what you're talking about. And honestly, the committee you're talking about that you can create is right here. Because it talks about the senior center and providing funding. And that's why one of the things you're talking about is the senior center we're talking about helping to build out what do they call those little cubicles? Modules. Yes. Yeah, not a cubicle, a module, yes.
Many cubicles.
Many cubicles altogether, yes. And that would happen. It could happen right here.
And I want to make sure that we're also understanding that we wanted a more broader idea of just focusing on the senior center versus just one idea, because if we just close ourselves to one idea, we would not see the other big pictures.
Sure.
So that would be great if we do just based on the senior center, and that idea can be one idea, but not the idea.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that also, as a community member, I would think.
Sure. So we're gonna make sure you see the link of where all and what all that may end up being
Mm-hmm.
if it's successful.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything you're mentioning and more.
Yeah.
Senior center, it's for youth, it's for,
A youth center too.
it's for center, it's for renovations, it's for
Yes.
health and wellness, it's for food safety, it's for all of that.
Yeah.
So everything you're talking about, it's almost like, I don't know, ever think that things happen for a reason and a purpose?
Definitely.
Though it's late.
Too late.
At this end of the evening, we're really getting to that point because that's what we're talking about. That's where it can happen because we're all for this.
Yeah.
Right, directors, are we all we're all in the mix. We are your biggest fans.
Yeah.
We just want to have it formulated so that it's powerful. And we've had directors here all evening saying, power in numbers. You've said it. That is what it is. Putting things in a professional manner and format, which is right here with this letter, and what you just did here tonight, 4 of you, very articulately shared with us what it is you desire and need and what you've already done. So we're already there, so the next thing would be, so you're requesting a relationship with us.
Correct.
To get these things done.
Correct.
Right, so I'm all for it.
And I think that's why we brought up that it was a great idea, the strategic and economic committee, because it's more, like I mentioned, broader, and it's something that we can just be part of it. Or, like we said, right, where's the collaboration, where's the communication and the miscommunication, how can we improve? I think it's all about improving relationships, right? That's have been working with Glen Church, Wendy Askew, we've been doing it with Santa Cruz University and other collaborations along the years that we've been serving.
Yeah, so if I can ask our general manager here, do you see how this would fit into one of our existing committees? Or do we need to do the Economic Strategies Committee, full on focusing on those efforts and areas specific? Because those other committees are based on what we're doing now in areas of need. But can we, do you believe we can put it there and have the level of importance and urgency that I'm hearing each of you say? You want it to be intentional in those areas instead of some of the other things that we're doing in some of the committees. So let me ask him if he thinks it would fit, or do we need to?
Again, I see it fitting several, right? It's not just one.
Okay.
Because ultimately what's discussed here is programming. It's all programming when it comes down to it, really, at times. With budget, it could be budget as well, because we're talking about the budget.
Yeah, to touch on what you just said, I think when the last subject was first brought up, the first thing I said, before all the time went by after, was put it on a committee or let's have a study session.
Right.
And then a lot of good ideas came out. I feel the Economic Strategy Committee would be great, but not necessarily a committee, because I think by putting it to people only, to 2 board members only, would limit us. If we had, like what I suggested, it doesn't have to be what it's called, a study session or whatever, but it could be ongoing, besides our once a month meetings, because that's regular business. We have this broader thing that we can include everyone else. I did have some stuff to touch on the beautification day that someone coincidentally spoke at the board of supervisors meeting yesterday. Alex Rivera, he conducted a couple of cleanup days during COVID and pretty successful, and now with the partnerships we have with waste management, they have once, I don't know, every quarter or half a year, once in Castroville, once in Prunedale, where they have the bins out. So if individual entity, a smaller entity like CCA or us or whoever, goes to waste management and says, hey, can we get 1 bin, but it's not for necessarily a lot of large items, because that would take multiple bins. Or maybe 1 bin would be right if you did bring, I don't know how many couches there is, but my point is setting that up, setting a day. If waste management says, yeah, we could help you out with our largest bin or something, contact Public Works and Glen Church, obviously. Have maybe a food vendor that is willing to provide some waters or food or snacks halfway through the day or at the end of the day or both. That way we come together, see what we've done, that type of thing. Yeah, it's a great idea. I am definitely, I'll give you guys my card after, so, cause I definitely wanna check out your meetings and also help out and volunteer whenever you guys need it. But yeah, I think for me, the whole thing of the economic strategic planning would be best as a whole board. That's just me. Because it touches on so many different committees.
I don't know if we're able to have 2 board meetings at the, I know there's special meetings, but those aren't ongoing, you know, as the name implies, it's a special meeting. But we could check with council, right?
Yeah.
And then there's emergency meetings, as it implies, it's an emergency meeting. So the only one that's ongoing is the board meeting, that's the main meeting. Anything else would fall to a committee.
Right, and so though I understand what you're saying, and actually I do agree 100%, is my understanding as a parliamentarian, you can't do, all board members can't be there in a meeting like that. Only 2 board members can be in a meeting like that involving the community, at a meeting discussing areas that we are currently working within. I don't know that can happen. We should probably talk to our attorney, but in fact, only 2 board members can meet on a subject.
Right.
And this is it's a subject, and there will be many different things that you're attempting to do. And yes, and so what happens in that committee, I don't, believe me, want another committee, I don't. But in order for us to be able to meet in a committee format on issues related to this county, of which we've taken the oath of office to represent, those 2 board members and all the committee members that are part of that come from the community, we then bring it back to the board. And that's where the whole rest of the board, including the 2 members, participate in making decisions. That's the only way I'm aware that legally, per parliamentarian rules, Robert's rules and all that, is that goes into these decisions, can happen unless you know something different. Because I've never seen that you can do that. We all cannot meet and have a discussion on a topic here. I wish we could.
What? Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, without having prior public notice.
Right.
But the one thing is, it cannot be ongoing, so if it's a
Yeah.
special meeting, it's a kind of one-time deal.
Yeah.
If it's an emergency meeting, it's that. Then the other option is to have everyone is the regular board meeting. So the only ongoing one, aside from the board, would be a committee, which, you know, either we form one, we assign it to an existing, but that's the only way. And again, it's not that we're trying to, you know, not have meetings, it's just, there are rules that we have to abide by.
Yeah, and by the economic strategic, whatever it is, I wasn't implying that it was ongoing. I was implying that it's best that we're all there, whether it's once every 3 months or whatnot, and then it falls into categories of the subjects or whatnot. I'm not sure if it's, you know, not legal or anything like that, but definitely I feel more comfortable on something like this with our board, yeah.
So,
I mean, and it is a democracy, obviously, so.
how about I do this? I ask our general counsel to see if we can keep meeting on the same subject as a whole board aside from the regular board meeting. That's the question I'll pose.
Right.
Well, not ongoing, I'm not saying ongoing, I'm just saying.
Because you said every 3 months.
Oh, no, well, just,
Sorry.
it doesn't have to be that, I'm just saying, oh, yeah, we have our first one. Okay, maybe, you know, in 4 or 5, 6 months. we
Yeah,
have-
okay, yeah.
I don't know,
I'll
it's
ask-
not set in stone, that's
I'll
why.
ask him that, yeah.
So my question here, to close our, and so I can bring, this information is, we're just representing our committee. And my question straight up, are you guys gonna collaborate and, with us, with the, senior center, is that gonna be something that you guys as board members and the rec center are willing to accept our collaboration? That's the first question.
So I'm hearing from the board members, and I've shared that, yes, we want to collaborate and work in concert with you and have you participate in our currently scheduled programs and committees.
Okay.
Full stop. So that answers your question. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what we wanna bring that message clear to
Abs-
our.
Absolutely, and we are going to be providing to you through your emails when our meetings are, so that you can come and bring your information and talk about it specifically. And as far as I can understand and believe, one committee that may be able to really look into this would be possibly budgets, because we need to try to help develop strategies for those, to fund those programs.
Would it focus to the, that project?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and that, I mean, actually, this one is it's volunteer community on your own. And though everything in that committee is related to future renovations, staffing, senior citizen programs, youth programs, renovations, everything else we're currently missing that we need. I was gonna use the word desperately, because we have some things really broken down within our systems, because they're just old, they haven't been renovated because we haven't had the funding. But it will exist in that realm.
And a committee that only helps out with that specific project, is that something that you guys are trying to put together, or it's not a possibility with that specific project, like we mentioned?
So I think going back to what Vice President Diaz shared, and I'm thinking about how we can do something. Maybe what we should do is, based on what he recommended, is let's all meet once to discuss all of these areas. You could bring more information in, and board, please offer agreement or disagreement and or other alternatives, so that we can make something happen, so that we can hear each other. We heard you tonight, and we've seen, and I understand you've been doing this, and you shared, a couple of you all, we were talking earlier, that you've been working on it for 2 years, right? 2 years. That's a long time. So that one meeting could be specific to those needs and those ideas and concepts that you've been bringing up. And based on that, based on his recommendation, which I agree, the whole board would be a part of, if you could ask Attorney Guillaume if we can do that, and it could be, but I believe we do have to post that to the community, because legally we have to do all that, or anything we do good will go down if we don't do it right. Believe me, I've seen that happen on boards, so I try to never be a part of a board that's not gonna be listening to Robert's Rules or Brown Act and all these other bylaw, issues. So based on that, board, would you like to see if we can have a meeting that won't cause any issues for all of us to discuss this very collaborative effort and interest?
Just like,
I would
yeah,
to do that.
You were willing to do it, okay, you have.
I would definitely not mind. I just, I feel like we're like so much dependent on the senior center, on whether, I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but tax measure V, right? So I just don't wanna, let's not put it in the air, right? But like, I just don't wanna have these meetings and then it doesn't get approved, it doesn't pass. And then we kinda like fill you with like false promises, you feel me?
That's why it's the broader one.
Yeah.
We wanna make sure it gets done regardless if it passes or not.
And we just,
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Oh, so
okay,
our
okay.
focus is on the senior center,
Oh.
regardless if it passes or not.
so just want to clarify, with whatever means we're talking about is not to push this measure.
No,
Just
it's not.
providing-
No,
It's not. It's not.
providing information.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Right.
It's more of like,
Yeah.
Yeah, from your
That
end, I get
makes-
it, but from my end, we gotta be very careful that we're not advocating for this as a board.
Yes,
Right, and may I?
yes.
Because I'm exactly with them. All right. we're saying, yes, we would love to have it come through with that, with Measure V. Well, we need something where we can strategize this if it doesn't work.
For the future.
And that's what they're asking,
Yeah.
and I agree with them,
Right.
because that's what we need to do.
Yes.
Yes.
That makes more sense to me
Yes,
now.
yes.
That-
Yeah.
And I'm in agreement with what you shared, however, we are as a board, and you as a board member, are not advocating for that to pass or fail.
Right, exactly.
That's, we're being recorded, so for the record, I'm just keeping it real, this is what I do, I don't want any issues. I want everything that we're doing to be well received and not in any way, shape, or form violating any trust that the community has provided us and the supervisor has appointed us to carry through on that oath. So, but what you stated is correct, that we could look at other areas of interest that we spoke of earlier tonight. In those two different areas, even the lady that has her other issues, that could be a time for people to talk. We have one area that's very important, and then we have yours that's very important. But your area is coming with a potential and a request for collaboration. And I'm in agreement, that has nothing to do with anything passing or not. I definitely want us to have a collaborative relationship. I see its value, felt it before when we had, maybe that one night we had 10 or 15 people here.
Yeah.
That was awesome, it was wonderful, like a year ago. So yeah, let's get that back going, because that's how we get things done.
Yes.
Okay, you good with that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. VP Diaz? You good?
Oh, yeah.
Is that okay? Okay, because I do like your idea and such, and we are all here just as you hear. We're just trying to make it happen. We're trying to just get things done. We want to do it the right way, and I appreciate your energy and all that you stated. So you, as a directive for you, we're going to look at establishing a formal meeting of the board that will discuss and hear we'll call it maybe a PowerPoint presentation. Use our little TV up here or other hard copy, and just share with us what you did tonight and more specifics of the other areas that you were all talking to me about earlier when you were talking about the 2 years you've been trying to get some things done. And so then we're all aware of it. We'll be aware of that, and then see how we can go about making some things happen. Okay, so it's just simply establishing a meeting. Okay.
And then, so we wait for the response, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for when you guys meet and the response, let us know.
One thing that has to happen is Director, General Manager López has got to talk to our attorney to make sure that that one meeting does not put us in violation, meeting as a board. But I do believe, any way you cut it, as long as you're publicizing it, we still can meet. I think that is how that works. So if you find that out, as soon as he knows, then he'll let us know. And then in the interim, you all might want to meet with Ramon Gomez on other areas, because everything you're talking about is something that we all want to have happen. And the more people you have participating with you, the better opportunity we'll have to make these things happen here in Monterey County and North County. And then, we'll be, I'm sure, very happy to be a part of that.
Thank you.
So as a board, if there's any other members that would like to articulate that in any other forum, please feel free.
I would just like to say that on the inverse, are you also willing to collaborate with us on other projects that don't involve this?
Yeah, specifically our energy right now, we want to make sure that, because if we focus a lot on a lot of things, we won't get things done. So we want to make sure we focus on this, and definitely like the collaboration is back and forth, right? We do it with the Family Resource Center where we collaborate with our presentations there. We collaborate with them providing the room, we providing the people. It's all about talking, how can we collaborate as an organization and also you guys, right? So it's all about talking. So definitely, it's an open collaboration.
Do you feel comfortable with that, Joe?
Yeah, we have lots of other projects too that
Yeah.
we
And
need
believe
help
me,
with.
they overlap.
Mhm.
Because really, we're all about seniors and youth.
Mhm.
And you
Yeah,
fit- you
so,
fit-
so,
you fit
yeah,
inside.
definitely, if it fits into the CCA, like we mentioned, housing, youth, and mental health, definitely we can, whatever, that means.
Yeah, I read this over a few times. I read it before I came in tonight and I thought, wow, this is, you know, a great collaborative opportunity without us having gotten to the point where we're at now. But yeah, we're all in synchrony.
Mhm.
Literally, we're all in the same boat.
Mhm.
We all have an oar, and I just want us to go in the same direction to make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's gonna take energy, effort,
Yeah.
but it'll be successful if we all are part of it. People get things done. So, on that note, do you need any other input other than
No.
saying that we all are in agreement,
Thank you.
that we
Yeah.
are in synchrony, and we definitely, is that an action item to do a collaborative? No, just, okay,
Yeah.
we don't need to do an action item, we all are in agreement. Correct, Board? Okay, all right, so isn't that great? We're all in agreement. It doesn't always happen like that at times. Okay, great, so now we can take this, and so all this is being recorded, so you'll be able to take a look at that. Now, next we have, I'll put it back to 8.4, the general
Yeah,
manager
so
on
we-
the next section.
Right, so we do have this action item and then the final one to approve payables.
Mm-hmm.
This is 8.4, which is a selection of maintenance operations manager. We touched a little bit upon this during the discussion during the committee meeting discussion. So again, to go over some of the facts, the district initiated an open recruitment process for the maintenance operations manager position via Indeed. The initial posting was for $65,000 annually. We received actually 27 applicants, and I think 37 or 27. Virtual first round interviews were 9, and final round invitations were 4 candidates. 2 accepted the final round interview. After interviewing those 2 people with Director Diaz, Antonio Diaz helping us with that, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Julio Hernandez would be the best fit for the position. You've seen his resume there. He is currently with the Housing Authority. He is currently doing in the role that we're asking him to take on over here. He did ask, as you can see there, for a higher initial starting rate, which the committee reviewed and approved as a recommendation to the board. Antonio, if you want to add some more to that.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much covered it all. Knowledgeable guy, solid guy from the field that we got off from, and he did ask for a little bit more, and for the knowledge that he's bringing to the table, I think it's okay for that ask.
Okay.
One of the questions that I was impressed with, to be honest, was while he was here, we talked to him, the person, and I said, okay, let's go take a tour. Why don't you tell me what you see wrong with this? You know,
Okay,
boom, right away he listed like 10 things off the bat,
Really?
like that he observed.
okay.
The other person, not so much. So yeah, he was a lot of the issues that we have that are visible and then yet not visible as well.
Like the solar panels,
yeah.
yeah, like the solar panels, so, yeah,
Really?
yeah.
So he sounds like he's real practicum oriented as opposed to theory.
Yes.
So one is education and the other is I've done it.
Yeah.
And I have the education.
Yeah.
That's how I felt when I read the resume. Those are the 2 words I thought, wow, he's got theory and he's got practicum, and yeah, I look forward to, reviewing it tonight.
Yes,
So,
I could add more to that. His demeanor as well, he's very, someone that you know is a planner, thinks, likes to plan things out, and fair in his approach.
okay, so to be frank with you, I'm very, very accepting and receptive to this candidate. We need it. We need someone really badly, and the fact that we have someone at a higher level scheduled caliber like this, I feel is an absolute blessing for us. And so I'd like to take the recommendation of the board member, Director Diaz, and the rest of the staff and the recommendations here. And as an action item, put forth a motion to hire this gentleman, and to have him start as soon as possible. So that's a first and a motion for
Second.
me, and second from Director VP Diaz as well. All in favor? And is there any input from the community, any other comments, questions in relationship to this individual that we just officially want to bring on staff? You all good? You're just tired? Okay. Yeah, okay, good. So on that note, we've accepted this, he is approved?
We will extend you an offer,
Great.
make it official.
And then he'll do the live scan and all the
Yeah.
others? Okay, great.
Background checks.
Great,
Yes, sir.
wonderful.
Mhm.
Success.
Thank you.
All right, so if we all can just keep our eyes open for this, we're right at the, the 20-minute thing, we're like, we only have 2 minutes left before we all keel over. So we definitely need to get the money. We never did, we get to sign these things, right? Before we keel over, we better do these. All right, we're gonna have just a little opportunity, so thank you so much, everyone. Who wants to share and, in fact, how about you? There you go. I usually do,
I'll hand it to him.
but,
Spread the couple.
let me spread the spread the purple turn.
You can try.
With North County Fire, I sign up on 100
Second one?
checks per month for staffing, so I usually can kind of do it in my sleep, but it's great to have us all work together on this. Yeah, like the family that we say that we are, right? Yes. See? Right. Cool. All right, so on that note, I will provide the motion and action to sign off on all of the checks and the payables that we are currently looking at this moment. So it's a first from me. Got a second from
Second.
everyone?
Yeah, second.
Second from Director Diaz.
Aye.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No. Nays? Any abstentions or any comments in regards to?
On the floor.
Approved here. Okay,
He
yes?
was looking for his jacket, I go, it's in the floor.
Oh, okay. I thought you said someone on the floor and what
No.
was a comment. Okay. So, we're all good? Okay, so I think that's unanimous, and for the good of the community and all the work and everything we've done, and thank you, Mr. White, for staying here with us, videoing everything so he could provide it to the community as well, and take a look at some of these awesome areas that we discussed tonight, community involvement, the gala that's coming up, Artichoke Festival that's coming up, and anyone interested in any more information, please go online to our website. GM, can you recite it to the,
Yes, it's ncrpd.org. And then we also have our Instagram accounts, our Castroville Artichoke Festival, and then North County Rec for our rec center.
great, that sounds good. All right, so on that note, we will adjourn.